Oh, here we go. Late starting. Alaboom on the 6th of September, the year of our Lord 2023. As always, it is the day before the National Football League starts. So that means that my long time, I think this is like 12 or 13-year league. It is Yeah, I mean, it's just one of those things where like we always draft the day before the first game. It is written in stone. And it's what we always do, just to make sure that like we have the most accurate and up to date player information. And so this one always goes late. Yeah, no, I mean it was a long football draft. It ended up taking a little bit longer than normal. We had a bunch of rules situations we had to iron out. We had a brand new person in the league, so we had to explain a few things.
Son of a bitch.
Yeah. Overall, we got her done, as they say. So, and now I can play fantasy football with my friends. Yeah. Anyway, so those of you who are tuning in, I appreciate you doing so late in the day and chiming in here. It's This is always that weird one. I mean, there's those things that are just kind of set in stone, right? That we just we this is one. We do the I mean, anytime there's a convention, we take those off. Yeah, I don't know. Speaking of conventions, I gotta sign up for my booth tomorrow.
Do you?
For BGG Con. I gotta pick our booth placement
For spring or fall?
for fall.
They just put up registration for spring yesterday, day before, one of them days.
Yeah. But yeah, I gotta log into a Zoom call tomorrow. Let me see, when is my time? I think it's like at 10:30 in the morning or something around there. It's
Only a couple months away. Yeah.
10:25 a.m. I get to pick. And yeah. So there's a couple of things that I absolutely love about Gray Fox, about BGG Cup. Like Gray Fox Games has slowly climbed the ladder as other people don't show up for it, right? And so
You get the leftovers.
yeah, no. So the so the way it always ends up picking is, so there's this company called Decision Games, which is they're a long-term
board game.
Well, they're a board game company, but they're a old school war game company.
So I said board games.
Yeah, and I thought you said board games. I apologize. They've been around forever, and I might be wrong, but I do believe that they are based out of I think they're based out of California. I don't know, but I think somebody that works for the company lives in Dallas or lives in Texas. If I might be wrong as far as that goes. But and I'll say this, as far as like their like their games and stuff. I think I've owned one Decision game in my life, and that is The Struggle for the Galactic Empire, which is an extremely good solo game. It is it's definitely out there as far as like, but it is a solo game and stuff like that. So I mean, I have owned games for them, and they have their own version of P500. They doesn't P500 obviously, because I think that's probably owned by what's it? Yeah. GMT. I think it's just called like
Pre-order.
No, it isn't pre-order, because it's kind of like the same thing. It's like it's they don't charge you until they
They actually
until they get enough, right?
Yeah.
So it's just so I think it's called like a pre-pledge or something like
Yeah,
that.
something like that.
Yeah, so it's just like that, it's like so uh they call them that, and anyway, but yeah, I mean, but yeah, decision games it's been around forever, but they always they get to pick first, and it's always, and I love the fact that decision games is the first one to pick, and they are like when they get to pick or whatever, they're like right there. They picked like the primo spot. It's like at the end of it's at the it is at the end of the aisle, and I mean, and honestly, I mean, I never see it is always the same, and I'm not judging, but it is always the same two people. It is this elderly couple that works it, and they're always there, and they're always just sitting there, and they and I never see anybody buy anything from them ever. It's like the weirdest thing. I never see anybody in their booth looking at their stuff or whatever, but they're there every year.
I'm sure somebody.
Well, I'm sure somebody's got it, right?
Yeah.
I mean, somebody's got it. But
I don't know. I don't know who, or is it the older couple who runs a decision?
I don't know, it might be.
Maybe they're just there for something to do.
I mean, maybe.
Yeah.
I mean, they do. They actually, I was looking at their games the other day. I was just like, what have they made recently? And they actually have a game that's just all about the 1824 presidential election. Now, I mean, here,
Oh, really?
So what is distinct? And this is I'll see if this is more to see if some of the audience. But what is distinct about the 1824 election?
Who would have run? Was that Jefferson? No.
I'll tell you, it was John Quincy Adams versus Andrew Jackson.
Okay. I remember something about that election. What was it? Was that the one that the House selected?
That is absolutely correct. Well done.
Yeah.
Not one single person who ran achieved a majority in the electoral college. So and then the House of Representatives had to pick, and then because of the way the laws were set up, the guy who the fourth one wasn't even allowed to be considered by the wasn't even allowed to be considered, as somebody they could vote for, because they said they could only pick amongst the three. So it's one of those things where it's like, okay, so it's just a game with a bunch of cards and whatever. But it sounds interesting. It sounds like something I would play. I would play like at least once.
Yeah, me too.
And I mean, just because it would be kind of interesting, and it would be interesting to see that. But anyway, so yeah, I just think it's cool that Decision Games gets to it's this little tiny company that could, right? They just
Like Academy used to be.
Yeah, I mean that will just continue to be doing their thing, and good for them. Good for them. Just anyway, hey Forrest.
Hey.
So did your mystery anonymous source ever come forward for your thing?
Yeah, I had two people reach out to me.
But have you talked to them though?
One of them messaged me, and one of them I haven't got back to because I don't give a shit that much. But yeah, they both pretty much. Actually, I shouldn't say they both. One of them was like, "Yeah, it was Key. Key's the problem here."
Oh, where's your follow-up video then?
I got to talk to the other guy. We were gonna do a phone call, and then he just wanted to do an email, and so he's like, "Yeah, just ask me whatever you want." And I was like, "Fuck, I gotta type stuff out. Come on, man." So yeah, I'll get to it.
You don't use the dictation software?
It never understood me.
Yeah, what Barry
It's like built in
said.
almost everything now.
I haven't tried it recently, but I tried that shit in the
Okay.
past because I type slow. It never understood me.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll probably work
pretty
on
good
that
now.
tonight. Some questions to ask.
What questions?
Just mostly like, hey, have you? Because one of the people was someone who is working, and I'm very anonymous here because they both wanted to remain anonymous for whatever. One of them was just someone who'd worked on one game with Keymaster Games, and then the other one is someone who's worked for numerous games like Keymaster Games. So that's the one I need to email, and mostly just, do you corroborate with the stuff that they were saying about how he was just a total freaking tool, acted like a child, and yeah, go from there.
Oh, I have no idea. Oh, I must have missed that one. Don't worry about it. We don't have to
Oh,
recover.
it's fascinating. It's fascinating.
All right. Well, await your article.
Read his article.
He
or video.
apparently started attending meetings that he didn't normally attend and just was a giant asshole and wouldn't answer questions that were specifically directed to him. This is all allegedly based on, the lawsuit, but and then
Oh, you read the lawsuit?
I read everything. I read 60 something pages. And then his counterclaim, that's where I totally just didn't believe him at all. He tried to paint this picture about how Keymaster Games is abusing Kickstarter, even though the first 9 times that they used Kickstarter was not abuse. But the 10th time, it's abusing. They're abusing their amazing Kickstarter backers. Like, there's like 10 pages where it's just like, we need Kickstarter. Kickstarter's amazing. We love our Kickstarter backers. But then the counterclaim is like, they're abusing the money and going to Kickstarter when they don't need it. And just shut the fuck up. Just, I don't believe
this is all in the complaint. Or
Yes,
the counter complaint.
minus the sarcastic tone. Yeah,
Yeah, I mean you're adding a little there to it, I'm guessing.
it clearly looks like it was written
Yeah,
from.
so you're interpreting it basically.
Yes.
Yeah, you think Forrest could read a light legal document? Come on. Most people can't read a legal document.
Hey, that was the first time I've read one, and it was fun. It was fun trying to understand everything that was going on with it.
I was trying to find the charges against those 2 guys from New York.
Oh, yeah.
I couldn't find any. I just only found the records of
They're
all the
alleged
filings.
crimes.
The alleged
they-
crimes.
they-
I hope
the
they
names
throw the
out.
book at him for being stupid. Like, seriously,
I mean,
like it's still like, you could have wore a mask. You could have wore a mask. You could have just wore a shirt over your face. No
You
one would.
could have took off your shirt.
You could have took your shirt inside out. Like, these are just.
well, I mean
so
that just tells me they're
stupid.
not criminals, right?
Yeah, no.
But you
this was
should-
a weird thing that allegedly happened. I'm not gonna say it did because the video could be wrong.
Yeah.
I'm sure they got the videos. One interesting thing that I found though that I was reading when I was reading the report was they found out what hotel they were staying at. And
I'm
I'm
sure
like,
it's not that hard. They know who it is.
how did the cops find that? I was very curious about that. That little tidbit.
So
I'm sure it's not that hard.
They had the names then.
and
Yeah.
while this is by no means for certain, right? My mind goes to this is that, and who knows, it had to be one of those things where it was like, we could just take this.
Oh yeah, crime of passion. Like,
Well, no, not a crime
of
passion,
opportunity.
crime of opportunity.
Opportunity.
That's the word.
Passion, not-
Where
not-
they're
Again,
just
opportunity and passion mixed up
Yeah,
all
yeah,
the time.
absolutely.
Yeah, just like, somebody said, we could just take this. And then somebody else said, well, why don't we just take it then? And then somebody else said, well,
Why not?
we could probably, it's like, what if we're caught? And then they're like, and it was something where, but then of course my mind tells me in the back of my head, if that's the case, then my gut says then, well, they had to have done it before, right? I mean, nobody is just like, oh yeah, I'm successful. I
I don't know
lots of-
about that.
Oh,
Especially
no,
if you think that's $100,000 worth of stuff and you can just walk out
You
scot
wouldn't,
free.
if you did it before, you probably would have been a little more
Smart.
careful.
Not
Wore a freaking
necessarily.
mask. Like,
They
come
could have been
on.
more confident that they get away with it too. Yeah, it could work either way.
I guess my gut just says is like they did it before and they got away with it.
So
before.
here's the question. Do you think they'll actually, assuming they are found guilty
Yeah, this would be
or
grand
whatever,
theft.
or they plea, what do you think will be the punishment?
I think
What
they'll
could
get
be the
some time, minor
Some
time.
actual real jail time, you think?
Months. I'm not talking years.
No,
You
no,
know,
they'll
like,
they'll
you
plead
think so?
down. They'll plead down to a lesser charge.
Like if it was their first thing.
it's
or
grand
like-
theft. It's
It's something where somebody they'll plead down to a lesser charge.
Do
and
people
they'll
that
get-
steal cars go to jail like for the first time they ever stole a car if they get caught?
Depends on
I
your
don't know.
lawyer.
I just know I have no concept
yeah. I
of
don't
like
know. Yeah.
the jail situation these days. I know
My-
it's massively overcrowded, right? I mean, it's all crazy.
Yeah, these can be
Yeah,
our
they're
predictions, but I mean, my prediction is that they get some like several year probation. They get a highly a big chunk of a fine, and basically like you do anything wrong as long as you're on probation, then you're sentenced it for jail. Like okay, 4 years in prison, suspended, probation for 5 years. If you fuck up, you go right to prison. And whatever you screwed up on, we add the 4
I mean,
years
it's not
on
like
top.
a violent crime. I was just wondering, like, how does
Yeah, that's true, isn't it? Yeah, this is civil.
Here's
Yeah, I
another
don't
question
know.
I had. There was an interesting tidbit to the story. I was going to breeze past this. I was like, oh, okay, they get whatever. It's, it's going as we thought it would. There was a person who called and the police with a lawyer and became an anonymous tip to the police that said
Because they bought it. They bought the stuff from.
But here's the question, which I mean, I don't know if you guys thought about this. So someone basically said, yeah, give me whatever you got for $4,000. I feel like, and they said they didn't know what they had. I don't know about you, but $4,000 is a lot of money. I mean, I feel like shelling out $4,000 for something that you don't know what it's going to be. I had to ask that question. Do you think that's a weird question, a weird thing?
What's the average? How many games are in a pallet? The average.
I mean, do you think they said they didn't know what it was?
I'm
At least in the story.
Out.
Now I'm talking
Yeah.
about what the story said. The report.
Scott, how many games are in a pallet on average?
Lance can answer that. I don't know.
50?
4 to 6 copies a box.
Yeah, I
30,
mean,
30 boxes,
30 times 4. All right, so 120.
120 games,
times 50.
but not knowing
Yeah.
at all what it is. And you gave $4,000.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out if
I suspect of whoever this person who runs the store.
Oh, you think it's an inside job?
I mean, I mean, here's also why I was confused who called the tip in. Is it really it was the store owner who had the stuff, right? They said they recovered the goods, right?
I think that's what they said.
I think
yeah.
so, yeah.
Who called?
Don't know.
I mean, I guess the store owner called through a lawyer. They didn't call the police directly. There was a lawyer called, or whoever whoever was representing that, wherever the goods went. I don't know. It was just an interesting little bit of the story that it was.
Yeah, if that is true, that's a little.
I'm not sure where that would go.
Yeah.
But I mean, because buying stolen goods is like, isn't that also a crime? If not mistaken.
Well, I mean, if you
I
say
think
you had no
intentionally,
idea,
yeah.
you're just like, I didn't know it was stolen. I mean,
So
it
if you,
happens all the
hey
time in
Lance,
the
if I
city.
came to you tomorrow and said, "Hey, I got like $4,000 worth of games. You want them?" No questions
Well,
asked. Yeah,
well,
it's
no,
just
no.
like-
If there no
it's
questions
just a
asked,
weird-
I would be like, no.
It's weird. It's a weird thing, right? I mean, kind of. You have to. Don't you, as a store owner?
You need to go talk to Seth Hyatt. He'd buy them. Put them in those mystery boxes, man. Those things are selling like gangbusters, apparently.
People are
No,
dumb.
they don't.
People are
No,
dumb
they
to
don't.
buy those.
They don't.
Why
they
would
don't
people?
sell.
Why are people buying? I mean,
But
I don't
here's the
understand that
deal.
at all. You can go get a
Here's-
perfectly good game for $30 at the store right now. Any great games, tons of great games.
I
out there.
talked to him the Sunday of the show, and they had to
Oh.
drive all the way back to completely get more, like tons of them.
Oh, I'm
and then
sure.
they have a website now.
I guess people think they're going to get a good game out of it.
No,
but, I
mean,
don't understand.
here's I'll just say this. I mean, and I don't mean this. It just the people that are buying those. I mean, here's the deal: the games that Seth is getting for that stuff to put in those mystery boxes. Are you talking about Seth or are you talking about Danny Arrington?
Seth.
Because both of them do it. Both
Yeah.
of them do the thing. If you're talking about so the way Dan does it, and I don't know, I can't speak to Seth, but I think it's around the same thing. The way Seth and Dan do it is they find a company that they got this stuff sitting in a warehouse and they don't give them a goddamn penny. But what they do is they allow you, as the person that's donating that stuff to him, to say, to quote, the full MSRP for those games.
Tax
And
write-off.
say it's a charitable donation because, according to Seth and Dan
In what
Arrington,
world?
all the money that they sell this for is going towards a charity. So they give you the documents, and you can say, okay, well, I donated.
There's no such thing as buying charity. No, that's wrong. You're not supposed to be able to deduct a charitable donation if you get something in return for it. It's not a charitable deduction.
But you're donating it to them, and I'm just telling you what happens. I
Okay.
just know that
I'm just wondering, do people write these off? Because I don't think you're allowed to. Anyway, whatever. I don't even really care.
What are you?
So,
a cop?
so
I just
So-
find it really stupid that people are spending that much money for questionable, an unknown product that they don't know what they're going to get. Whereas there's millions of games out there that are great, and you know what you're going to get.
but we live in a blind box world, right?
I
People
guess
love that
so.
shit.
Yeah,
But
that's
but
right.
and my point here is that if I give you 20, if he sold those things for $15 a piece, he'd make money on them. So
No,
yeah,
I know. I just don't understand it. I can't understand that.
because
concept.
people have this mentality of like, okay, so like let's say you pay $20 and you get a box of four games you're never gonna fucking play. Well, you can take those games yourself. That person, I can give this as a gift. I can,
Okay, sure.
I mean, you just like, and people just love the idea of opening the box. It's like
It's
the
fun.
mystery box. The mystery box could be anything. I mean, just so I mean,
I had box one once. It was fun. It's a good time.
they're
Alright.
garbage
Well,
games.
maybe
They're
I
garbage.
can do some mystery boxes at BGG Con and see what happens.
Oh, I got a bunch
I
of
mean,
garbage.
honestly, I don't. You know what? I'm not going to do that. It's. Not, I don't like them, and I don't think it's.
Yeah. I'm the same.
I think it's a preying on a impulse that is not a good impulse.
You're paying the same
mean,
price
it's a
as
gambling.
one game
It's-
for like
it's like
4 or 5
gambling. It's-
games. Like, I think you're so, and me too. All of us are so disconnected from where a lot of these people are when they buy these. Like, if I had like 6 games in my collection and I go to Gen Con for the first time and I can spend
Yeah.
50, $60 and I know I'm going to get 5 or 6 games, like that's a lot of entertainment, especially if you actually think you're going to play
Okay.
all of this. Like,
Yeah,
I
can
think
see
we're just
that,
coming at it
yeah.
from the perspective of people who have played a lot of games and own a lot of games, and we know that most of those games are probably going to be Garbo.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I can see it from that. But I'm with you,
there's
Scott.
there's
I
a
don't-
reason.
I mean, here's the thing. I've got a friend who contemplated buying one because he saw someone else open a box that had a specific game inside of it.
Yeah.
Even though he
Sure.
had like hundreds, if not 1,000 games at home.
And chances
Something
are that
about
game
it's
was
the gambling
probably in
aspect
it.
of it. It's the gambling aspect of it.
Yeah.
And chances are that game that they're running was probably in it, because I've seen them load
they-
up those boxes.
Where they see,
Yeah. You're talking about Dan's. Okay, you're talking about tabletop tycoons, right?
I have no idea what I'm talking
No, I'm
about.
talking
I'm
about
talking about
Lance.
somebody at
I've
I'm
seen
talking
both.
about Lance.
I've seen them both being loaded up.
You saw sets?
Yeah.
Okay.
And it's like basically there he separates them in both of them, and you know what, there's nothing wrong with this. Yeah,
no, of course.
nobody's
As long as
holding
you're
a
on the-
gun to
yeah.
anybody and saying
If you
gotta-
say how much the MSRP value is, all those games added together, that's totally acceptable.
But no, it's like they have the box that has the stuff in it, and it's just like, and they have grab one from here, grab one from here, grab one from here, and grab one from here, and they just and it's just like, and they're like, and I'm sure the first 10 times they do it, they kind of mix it up, but after they're like, and then the last person, and then they're closing them up, and it's just after a while they're just like grab, boom, grab, boom, and they're just, because they just want to get it done with. And again,
I mean, here's the interesting thing. If you put those games on a shelf and sold them, like let's say a mystery box is $50, which is, I think that's kind of like the pricing of them. They're around $50. Agreed or no? I don't even know
I don't
how
know.
much they cost.
I think it might be on their website.
If you put all those games on a table and said $50, no one would buy them.
nobody would.
Yeah.
Just wouldn't.
Why do you think
It's just like-
why do you think those
They exist.
that guy cleaned house at the BGG flea market when he had the
Yes.
when he had the suckers? I mean,
What suckers?
yeah, I mean,
No idea. What are you talking about?
you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, you know what are you
You're
talking
lying. What are you
about?
talking about?
Suckers?
You're
I
being
don't know
so
what you're talking about.
sly.
So have
No,
you
I don't know what you're talking.
have
I don't.
you
I don't know
okay?
what
Have
you're
you
talking
ever been to, have you ever been to like a school fair where like you go after hours and like they have the little events and you buy the tickets so the kids can do basically it's just to support the school and you buy like a thing of like 30 tickets and the kids get to go to like a cakewalk or go in here and do the thing where you put the fishing rod over the thing and then they get a toy attached to the fishing rod and you get to pull it back and it's stuff like that that like you just go because it's fun to do and whatever. Well, one of the things they do is they have a pegboard that has grab a sucker, and so like and there's like Tootsie Rolls or Dum Dums or whatever, and you walk over and you give them a ticket and you pull a sucker, and then at the end of the because all you can see is the sucker part, you can't see like the stick, and the end of the stick if it's colored a certain color because they've taken a marker and they've colored it, depending if you pull a color it's a prize and it's like oh you got blue, okay, well you can take anything from over here, it's a blue thing. Well 3 or 4 years ago at the flea market a guy had a pegboard like that and he basically said he had a in shrink Gloomhaven and a clamshell unopened Glory to Rome, and those were the grand prizes. And then he had like a bunch of other games that he had just put wrapping paper around in a big box. And he said, if you give me $5, you can pull a sucker. And if you get the ones that are black, there's 2 of them, you get the grand prize. The first guy who pulls it gets to decide which one he wants. The second guy who pulls it gets the one that's left. And it was like, and then there was a bunch of other ones that were like, there was like if you pulled a red, it was a large box game that was in wrapping paper, and if you pulled a blue, and I don't remember the colors exactly, was a medium, and then a yellow was a small box game of wrapping paper. And so there was there were like 200 suckers in the board, and for $5 you got to pull one, $10 you got to pull 3, $20 you got to pull 6. And people were waiting in line to hand him money to pull the suckers, just to see what they.
Not sure if I wanted to know about that.
And no, I mean, and it's just like, and I mean that guy cleaned house. I mean, he just because people were, and at the end of the day, the best part about it was he only had one of the 2 suckers that had the black got pulled. And like I went there at the very end and I said, did anybody pull it? He's like, only one got pulled. And that guy showed up and he said, which one do you want? And he said, well, I'll take Gloomhaven. And then I said, I'll give you $80 for Glory to Rome. Done, he said. And I gave him $80 and I took Glory to Rome.
$50 box, $200 MSRP. There's 5 different
Sure, fine.
boxes. E box, C box, D
Why
box.
are
You would never buy those games at $200.
Why
I
are
mean,
you
whatever.
so
I mean, it's
salty
fine.
about this?
No, I know. It's just it preys on a. It
I'm with
preys
you,
on
Scott.
a-
Yeah, the gambling.
I'm
on
looking at
on
a
thing,
BGG
on a-
thread
on a
about
weakness.
it.
It's
and
like
pretty
pulling the
much-
lottery or
Yeah, I
games
mean, I
down
get
at
it.
the
Whatever.
boardwalk.
It's fine.
Yeah,
That's their business model. It's fine. I don't
I'm
begrudge
looking at
that.
one of the boxes. It looks pretty good. Looks pretty solid.
Okay. Would you pay $200 for the games?
Fuck no. I don't buy any games.
Would you pay 50? I mean, I guess you're. Are you
No,
are you a
I'm not-
customer?
I don't buy games anymore unless they're for
okay.
my kids. Alhambra, Roll and Write, Demon Worker, Last Brave, Poetry Slam, Color Coded, Lost Legends, Love Formula. Got 8 games. Yeah, come on. Like if you have less than 20 games, you buy this box
Wait,
for $50.
Lost Legends?
Yeah. So 8 games for $50. I mean, that's a great. I like.
Are
Come
these
on.
like Z-Man games or something?
No, that's what I'm saying. I'm pretty sure he's reached out to all these companies to get them.
Okay.
I think they're
good for him.
great. I love them. I love them for everything Scott hates. I love. Like if I when I first went to Gen Con and I had like 7 or 8 games, like grand total, I would have smashed this thing. And I get it too. Like you bust this out on a game night, you get
Well, I mean, Woot did the box of crap. Remember that?
box of crap.
Yeah, box of crap. Woot.
Box of crap.
Do you remember that?
Yeah, I totally do. When the
Yeah.
Wood-offs happen,
Yeah, bag of crap or what? I don't know. I think
Bag
they're
of
called
crap.
Bag of crap. Yeah.
bag of crap, yeah.
Like,
I remember
what's in it? We don't know.
Yeah.
It's $50 or whatever that was. I don't know.
You know, it was
$10.
$5.
$5. Yeah. So they
And
sold
you
like a
could- and you could-
gajillion of it
and you could buy up to 3, and they sold out like that.
in a breath. Yeah.
I managed to get like I think it was 2 bags of crap ever, and I got one decent thing ever, and that was like I got a Keurig, like a coffee maker. It was just like
Cool.
it was probably like I don't drink coffee, but I think I gave it to my mom or something. But I mean, it was just.
Ooh, I'm doing a coffee video tomorrow. I'm pretty excited about. Gonna make watermelon coffee.
Oh.
Gonna take watermelon juice and just replace water with watermelon juice.
Why?
For those
This is-
sweet, sweet clicks, man. I'm expanding my lane.
Okay.
So I find it kind of funny that because Awakened Realms owns GameFound, right?
I don't know. Do they? Yeah.
Scott, you know that, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
What about it?
I find it very funny then that the Tainted Grail tabletop role playing game is coming to Kickstarter. Like that tickles me pink. That it's not even on GameFound.
Really?
Yeah.
That is funny.
What?
Like
don't understand.
I expect
Is it
that
on
to
there
be
now?
dead within like 3 years.
Is
I
it on there
really
now?
do. No, it's an upcoming project. I'm booking out Kickstarter critiques, and I thought maybe there'd be a bunch of people interested in this. There's not. So
What game is this?
Tainted Grail tabletop role playing game.
Mm,
Ooh, and Mythic Mischief is making the jump back to Kickstarter. Good for them. Good for them.
Good.
Because they were on GameFound too.
good for them, and
I
good
wonder if this
for
is
them.
just a different person. Jim Cersei.
Is that it?
I
Either way,
mean,
I
don't
just
know.
find it humorous that an Awakened Realms owned thing.
Yeah, I think it's running through a different person.
that.
Yeah,
makes
Yeah, it
sense.
might just I mean, I don't. Yeah, who knows? I have no idea. But the person who's running it is not Awaken Realms.
That makes more sense.
It's Studio 2.
It was role playing, so I didn't really care, but I just thought it was
Yeah,
interesting.
I guess it's a role playing company or whatever.
That makes sense.
Ooh, this game looks cool.
Oh, my monitor is too bright.
So I have a grievance.
Yeah.
Of course you
Dude.
do.
So if you follow me on the Facebook, see, I already complained about it earlier today. So it's just one of those things that just sucked, and I don't hate on
Is your
anybody.
mic off or something?
No, is yours off?
I can't quite hear you.
How
It sounds like you're over on the other side.
I think both of your mics
Yes.
are off.
Is my mic off?
Yeah.
yours is on.
We can't even hear you.
You can't hear
How
that.
about-
What do you say, Scott?
Wait till
How about
you both sound fine. Now it sounds low.
Now, Lance still has had
Oh, now let's
the directional thing going on.
Hello?
Can you hear me now?
Scott, we can hear you totally fine.
Yeah, we were fucking with you.
Oh.
Lance, I do hear what Scott's talking about. The direction.
No, I'm giving you. So no, my bank that my mortgage is through. So many years ago, I and my wife, we refinanced when interest rates were super freaking low, and because I also knew a mortgage officer at the bank that I was at, and then when we were doing everything, he's like, hey, I can lower your interest rate by another 0.25% if you just have a checking account with us. And so at the time I was like, yeah, fine, whatever. I mean, because over the course of X number of years, 25% is huge, right? I mean, it's a lot of money. And so I was like, yeah, I'll absolutely do that. So I have this checking account that at this bank that it for pretty much the only thing it exists for is for the mortgage to pull money from it to pay it. And every month I have a deposit that goes into it. And then shortly after that, the bank takes that money out and pays the mortgage. That's its existence. But if I ever change it, they'll change my APR. So I'm like, okay, fine, whatever. So my bank they merged, but they got bought out by another bank. And so they've been sending us letters and saying, hey, this is what's going to happen. This is how it's going to work. All this stuff. They've been very communicative, about everything like that. And so last month, I was just, whatever. And like, I have a set date, like everybody does, when your mortgage gets paid. And like literally it's like the business day before the deposit goes in. Well, so and I remember I was like, I called them up. I was like, is anything going to change? Everything's going to be the same. My payment date's going to be the same. Everything's the same. They're like, yep, everything's going to be fine. It's going to be the same. No worries. We're not going to screw it up. And then you can see where I'm going. They screwed it up. So they tried to pull the money.
It's you.
They tried to pull the money. And to be fair, it wasn't just me. It was literally, it sounds like thousands upon thousands of their mortgage customers had the exact same problem because we all got a letter of apology. But basically, like you got letters like, oh, well, you've overdrafted this account and you got to pay this penalty. And we tried to pay your mortgage. And so now that you're going to have a penalty on that. And it was like all this stuff. And I remember I called and I complained and they were like, we're going to look into it and whatever. And that's fine. And okay, whatever. But I ultimately, like, everybody got a letter saying we reversed all the charges. We apologize for the error. Just please understand we're in a transition period. The whole 9 yards. And so they moved the mortgage accounts over last month, and then at the beginning of this month, they moved all like the checking accounts and everything. So I kept trying to log in to because nobody wants to call somebody and find out balances or payment dates or anything. I was just
do it the easy way.
Yeah. Log in, check it, and see what it is. And everything said your user ID and your password will be exactly the same. You don't need to change anything. Everything will be fine. And it wasn't fine because I couldn't log in. And I just wanted to verify the date and be sure that the date was fine. Make sure the deposit was fine. Everything was like. And for 2 hours, I was on the phone and like, and I get it. They're probably dealing with so many people calling in right now saying, you motherfuckers, just like you're raking them over the coals for all the problems that they're trying to deal with and fix. And so I get that. But, it's just like, I've never dealt with more people this morning that were just angry. Like there was no apologies. Everybody was I got hung up on once. So I had to call back. Because like, oh, I'm going to transfer you to somebody. And by transfer, I mean, I'm going to just hang up on you and just like, let you have to call back and be on hold another 45 minutes. Man, I talked to 4 different people. And when I got to the 4th person, they knew exactly what to do to fix everything and make everything okay. And they got everything fixed up. Because literally I was trying to log into the thing and like they were like, everybody was like, you don't have accounts with us, sir. I was like, I assure you I do have accounts with you because you're sending me letters saying that I owe you all this extra money because of all these fees and penalties that you're assessing. And I got a letter today saying you apologize and that you weren't going to assess all these fees. And I was just, and they're like, well, I don't see anything in our system that says you exist, sir. And I
assure you.
We are.
I was like, can I have that in writing? Can I have that in writing that I don't owe you anything? Money? Any money?
Yeah. Can
you can keep the couple $1,000 in that checking account. I just want to go ahead. You can just go ahead and send me a letter. Say I owe 0 on my mortgage, and we'll call it even. But I finally got to somebody after nearly 2 hours on the phone. I got to somebody who knew what was going on. They said, yep, I used to be with your former bank. I know exactly what's going on. I apologize for everything. This sucks. Let's get you set up and get everything taken care of, and we'll get you on your way. And after like 7 minutes of talking to that person, everything was fixed, everything was done. So again, I had to sit there, I had a grievance, and I was mad. And then somebody stepped in and was like, I'm sorry, this sucks. Let's fix this for you. And then I felt better.
I got a grievance. I just thought of that.
Oh, yeah.
So I did a Kickstarter video for somebody. Just unpaid. Just I was interested in the game, little 2-player tic-tac-toe, 18 card game.
Yeah, when you go like this, you can look like Kilroy.
And so I made the gameplay video, and then somebody was in the comments is like, oh, I think you might have done the rules wrong. And I was like, god damn. So I go back, check the rules. No, I didn't do the rules wrong. And they're like, "Oh yeah, we sent you the wrong rule sheet." And I'm like, "Oh, well, I'm glad I wasted my fucking time on this. Thank you." It was very. I didn't say that, but it was just like, come on, like you sent me a review copy with the wrong rules. Like, what? You're on Kickstarter right now. I just like it hasn't been sitting there for a while. Like, I just got this review copy like a week ago. Just so annoying.
It is annoying.
Tic Tac Slash, whatever. Yeah, Tic Tac Slash, I think it is. Anyway, it's a little fun game, a little fun 2-player tic tac toe spin off, but
When you play the
super
rules,
annoyed.
yeah. I got something along that. I've been playing a lot of Carcassonne lately. We got the big box, so I'm adding the expansions on little by little, and I don't understand. They re-implemented this big box 7 fucking times, and they can't get the rules right. It's
What
like
game is this?
Carcassonne, the big box.
Oh, okay.
It's like
What rule did they mess up?
there's a bunch of them. Like with the river expansion, that says there's like 18 tiles or something. There's only 12. I think what they're talking about is combining the previous version with this. It's just a clusterfuck, and this thing is, it's been reprinted many times. I thought the new implementation back a couple years when they changed the artwork would fix all this, where they would condense it all.
Simplify it all.
It's all
always
cut
annoying.
and paste and all that. Even like the maps in the store, Scott. When I went to look on the rules for that, the one file explains the rules for the USA maps, but there's a section missing telling you some parts for just the maps in general, like how many meeples you use and all that.
Oh, like like something that applies to all the maps.
Yeah,
I didn't know that.
I didn't either until I started looking into it to do the video because I'm
Wonder if
forgetting how to
anybody's
play
actually playing it. Huh, interesting.
But both Z-Man and Hans and Gluck's been around forever, and they've been reprinting this thing. You think they'd get it right by now?
Excuse me.
It always boggles my mind when I see a second edition of a game where, as you're putting way past the second edition, and there's still like issues in the rules, and you're like,
Right.
I'm sure someone mentioned this to you, like, and you're just like, yeah, couldn't be bothered.
Yeah, and I don't think most people would dig into different files and shit to try and figure this out like I've been doing. And then we had me and Jed were playing Carcassonne this earlier, and we had a very weird conversation. I was building a castle, and I put something next to it that didn't connect to it, but was close enough to, and I was like, now you're going to scab me on this. So she's like, what do you mean? I was like, every game we play, you scab my cities. All right, we're not doing this game. I said, if you do this, I will destroy you. I don't care if I lose the game. I will make this game hell on you. So she got
Friendly game of Carcassonne.
Yeah. I usually don't get like
You should
that.
play the co-op. You have been playing the
I
co-op.
have it, yeah. I'm getting to that next. Like I said, I'm filming the games because I'm forgetting the rules, and there's nobody teacher to teach me how to play a game than me. Yeah. So I'm filming the games and putting them up on YouTube as I go along. It's just Carcassonne's the newest one. I want to get the big box one out of the way.
Nice.
Cool.
Back on the horse.
Not really. It's not. I don't give a fuck if anybody watches them or not. It's just
That's
for
the
me.
way to do it, man.
I'm not looking to get in the community and shit like that. You comment if I'm on there, I see it, I'll comment back. But
Hey,
Yeah.
it's a start, man.
I mean, I like that
Start.
attitude, but I also question that attitude. Like, why do it then? Like, if
it's
nobody.
for me. It's,
Oh yeah, I guess if it's just for you,
If it
sure.
was for you, then why you post it?
it's just going up on my YouTube channel so I can look back on them later and figure out how to play the game again.
Right.
Couldn't you just take the video and put it on a hard drive? And
Yeah, I think I'd leave.
Well, it's a scratch a lottery ticket. You
Yeah.
never know.
You can always
I'm
look
a-
at
well,
it.
I mean, I guess
I can see
what
why
I'm
you put it on
saying,
YouTube though.
and I'm not here to. I'm not
I'm not
bark.
getting any money off this guy. Or Lance.
No, I
like,
know.
Not
It's
yet.
not-
Not
there's-
yet, baby.
I mean, if people,
Not yet.
What's that? No, it's too
$2
blurry.
is $2.
I still couldn't see it. So why don't you just say the fucking letters?
Yeah.
Is it DC? What is it? Your camera
can't-
won't focus.
You can't see it, Lance.
Oh my gosh. Can I show you guys my new logo that I
DC,
paid some
okay.
people on Fiverr to do? I look for the cheapest people on Fiverr to make me logos for Bowers Game Corner, and they're amazing. They're so amazing. I'm gonna put them on coffee mugs.
It's still out of focus. Your light's too dim.
You're
Light.
too dim.
Oh, that was a good one. I will point for Lance.
Yeah, whatever.
It is DC. It is D and then C. All right, here we got a good crowd, so we're gonna start up.
Wait, can I
Yeah.
show you these logos? They're amazing.
All right, go for it.
All right, how do I share my screen? Let's see.
Let Matt critique them, please.
I'm sure Matt will love these.
You said Fiverr, and Matthew wanted to murder you.
Oh, look
Oh
at
my
I
this.
God. Wait a
did
minute.
actually.
Oh my god. What the hell is that? Oh my god.
That is awesome.
I'm gonna put that on a
those
t-shirt.
those dice are incorrect.
Did
by the
you
way.
give them any direction whatsoever?
Those are not correct dice.
I told him I wanted to look like a drug dealer selling board games.
What? What's the logo on the shirt?
I don't know, man.
What
It's
is
$5.
that?
$5. I wasn't complaining. Actually, I think it was 10. I tipped the
Is
guy.
that AI?
Oh no, this one's good too.
Oh my
Look
god.
at these games.
What?
Kaplunk and Mousetrap and Operation Taboo.
Thought-Land.
This one actually, Escape from Colditz, had a Nazi symbol on them that it was like, whoa,
Yeah,
how
it
about we get
does.
rid of that Nazi
Yeah,
symbol there?
it does have the Nazi flag on it, the original version.
Did you guys hear about the thing that happened on one of the Facebook pages with somebody changed their
Oh yeah, somebody hired J.R. Honeycutt back. What's the game?
What?
company of it? Yeah, I saw that.
No,
doesn't
that's not what I'm
surprise
talking
me.
about.
Oh, I thought you were talking about the Nazi game. Like there's supposed to be another Nazi game. They hired J.R.
Oh,
Honeycutt. to
like-
make-
Oh, that
called
was that was
Nazis
the
for the
same
Yazzie.
game. Oh,
What's the name of the game?
Nazi, like Yahtzee, but
Like-
Nazi.
That's kind of.
It doesn't surprise me.
I'm not gonna lie. That's a pretty clever name.
That's not clever.
No, it's a money grab. Like,
Come on.
you know, it's
I thought it was a clever
Mhm.
name. I call it like a C.
Hey,
I think those boxes are cool too. Agree
Does
with
anybody
this?
have a
A question-
good AI art generator that they use?
Let's play the game.
How do you
Wait,
spell
wait.
those?
Who did you hear? Somebody rehired?
Honeycutt.
What somebody rehired?
Whoever made
Honeycutt?
Nazi? How do you spell it?
NAHTZEE.
Nazi.
NEH.
And
Oh
Nice.
my god.
Why did they
That
spell
can't
it
be
like
the-
that?
Ugh.
like Yahtzee, but
Oh, okay, Yahtzee. All right.
seriously, does anybody have a good AI art generator that they use?
Not a good one.
And I've used Midjourney.
I'm using WebJourney, which uses Midjourney, and I'm just trying to get some ideas for that I want to prompt an artist with.
Oh,
What?
He said, "Oh,
I'm
he's
just-
confused."
I'm looking up Nazi,
Oh, okay, good. I'm like,
and
no, I'm not using AI art, but anyways,
No,
and,
I-
Yeah, I mean, just use Midjourney. Dude.
well, I'm trying to find like I'm doing 1950s restaurant kitchen without people, and every single fucking image it gives me shitloads of people.
You want me to run it real quick? I'll give you a.
Please.
Why don't you try empty?
I can.
So
can
this
see
is
it.
this is what I wrote. This is what I gave it, Scott.
Yeah, send me the prompt. I'll run it through what I've got.
Give me the prompt.
Oh, so the designer is JR. Okay, so it's an entry
What the fuck?
to a 15. This is a roll and write game design contest.
Mhm.
Looks like a fun game, actually.
What now? What's going on?
This Nazi. It's a roll and write game.
Is it on BGGCon or BGG or no?
I don't know if I should say it with Scott here. You gonna strong arm this? Yeah, it is. It's one of the entries. Nazi play sheet, writing utensil, a fully compatible World War II
Where are
expansion
you
for
seeing
Yahtzee.
this?
Board game creation / work in progress. I can post a link.
What that
Looks
doesn't
like a
tell
fun little
me-
roll and write.
How who listens to the question? Where are you seeing this? And then you just say words.
He told you the link.
Have you ever?
There you go. There you go.
I just like. I would love to understand how your mind works sometimes. I just
Oh man. And Martin Gonzalez with the I think probably the best message had to say, I did not see this coming. That's pretty clever.
I did.
I see what you did there.
Wasn't
why do you think J.R. Honeycutt designed this?
Because I saw some bunch of people complaining about. I saw one person complaining about it on Facebook, and now I'm going through this, and someone's like, "The designer is a terrible person." So I'm assuming they're insinuating it's him. But yeah, I'm pretty sure that's
I mean your string of evidence here is lacking.
No, I don't think it's hidden. No, I'm pretty sure.
How do you spell it?
And it's not on a board game. It's not a board. It's in the
I
chat.
know.
Like,
NAHTZEE.
yeah, it's Z.
Well, thank goodness somebody, as a Jewish person, I am personally not offended, and I appreciate the fun.
You don't have to only be a Jewish person. Like the
No.
Nazis were going after Catholics, blacks, whoever they could next. It wasn't
Mikester is
just the
Jewish?
Jews.
No, I'm not. No, I'm reading a quote on the thread here.
No.
Wait, do you play as the Nazis or do you play again? I'm hoping
Against.
you're
You want
them.
to
Okay, there we
do
go.
away with the Nazis.
That's a clever name. Like
So-
It
that's
is clever.
I
name.
am still stunned at you. Like you, so one person said the designer's a horrible person. So then you just
no. This
must
is
be-
mostly based on the Facebook, Lance. Okay, like I said, it's based off the Facebook. There's a bunch of people chatting in it.
I'm on like what Jonathan Gilmour's post that he said about it.
What? I didn't see Jonathan Gilmore post about it.
He left the board game design lab community because of the fact that people were in there, like talking about promoting it or whatever. And I did not know that there was.
I know a lot of people that are leaving that group, unfortunately.
Oh, he unfriended me.
This is why I don't want communities, Scott.
But yet still I get invited to his monthly game event. That makes me really want to go to his monthly game event now. Like that really makes me want to go.
He still does it?
I think so. Yeah,
All
this
right,
looks-
come on, moving on. DC. What do we
Yeah,
got?
I mean, I don't know. I would. I'll just say this. I mean, I think there is absolutely zero chance that Honeycutt designed that game. I mean, I think the guy's kind of a tool and kind of a horrible human being or whatever for a lot of reasons. But I mean, it's just there's no way on earth that he would do that.
I did hear he is coming back though.
Really?
Doesn't surprise me.
I
All right,
mean,
moving on.
I've heard that he says he wants to. I've heard that he was like at Gen Con, but I never saw him. So
board game has a short memory. If he makes a great game, it will be forgotten.
Yes,
Oh,
it-
and
I mean,
speaking
Mike-
of Gen Con, the dudes were charged, eh?
Oh yeah, I saw that.
yeah,
Yeah.
B.
Yeah. They were.
Come on. That's
I don't
not-
think it's his game. I think he helped co-design it. I think that's what I remember reading on the Facebook thing.
I
Why are we
highly
spending
doubt
so much time on this slime?
Any
ball?
luck, Scott?
Not yet. I used the no flag and it still puts people in there. I don't understand.
Oh, you're wrong, Lance. Boom. Somebody said, ooh, the Jev is JR, isn't it? Gross. Yeah. Cry face.
so somebody said it, and it must be the case.
It's the person. Yeah. You know what, Lance? Yes.
no,
Just go with yes.
no, link me. Where is this on Facebook? I would love to read this. I would.
Oh, my
would love to-
gosh.
You're incontrovertible proof. It's just like you're gonna.
Incontrovertible is not even a word.
Yeah, it is.
It is.
There you're right. No, where is this that you're finding this?
I just posted it in the chat.
Let's see. No, okay. Let me see. Let's see here. Board game people. Nazis game also hired a known abuser for dev work. Well, he didn't design it. First of all, a dev person is like
That's what
somebody
I literally just said. Like
he said. He
4 minutes
designed
ago.
it. That is what you said. He designed the game.
And then I ran that back about 4 minutes ago and said, oh, he did something or other with it.
So
Well,
the initials, Evan, are DC.
Ah.
How'd you read that? It was all blurry.
It came into focus for like
2.4 seconds.
All right, I got something for you, Mount.
oh cool. Right on.
I had to give it a whole bunch of no flags.
Did you?
Yeah, no human, no man, no woman, no
Oh
child.
my god, really?
Yeah.
That's hilarious.
Although there's people in in these images, if you look closely, they're in the background.
Oh, okay, cool.
You think this is going to take over?
Oh,
the
this is
stream, Matt?
great. This is perfect.
Yeah, they're
Thank
pretty
you.
good, aren't they?
Yeah, so here I'll
That's what
send
I
you
would
the
imagine
photo.
a 50s kitchen looking like.
These are great.
Ooh.
This is gonna work perfect for what I need them for.
Wow, 1 hour ago, Delta Airlines pilots were forced to turn around after a passenger had diarrhea all the way through a plane on a Delta flight.
Yeah.
What does that mean?
Look at the pictures. Like
What does that mean? All the
literally.
way through a plane.
No, like literally,
He
it
didn't
is,
make
it
it
is
clean.
up and down the
Bathroom.
roads. It is up and down the roads. Like they're probably going
Wait,
to
there's
have to, like,
pictures?
oh yeah.
Oh, it all came out.
Oh, God.
Well, the
What?
people have phones on the thing. I mean, so
Yikes.
All right.
Yikes.
Oh, God, it's great.
so
Hey,
this
Barry,
is where
I
you're
just saw
wrong,
you somewhere
Forrest.
else.
Hey, I was playing guitar. Well,
This is
you
where you're
were
wrong.
on.
He has nothing to do with the board game. You know why? Because the dude who took money to promote the haha Nazis game also hired a known abuser for dirt. He's just promoting it. So he used the board game design lab community to promote that guy's game, and he previously had hired J.R. Honeycutt to do dev work for his stuff. Forrest has nothing to do with this. He has nothing to do with this game.
Forrest was
Well,
close.
then you need to come into this Facebook chat and you need to straighten them out, Lance.
No, because all of them got it. They were like, "Oh, the person he hired is this guy." They're all like, "Yeah, that's true." He has nothing. Like, what have you known? The Nazis game deserves to burn in hell and go away and never be worried about play by anybody. But he did not have anything to do with that game. So you might want to connect the dots before you just start diving into things.
No,
Anyway.
millennials don't do that today.
It says the dev is JR, isn't it?
Yeah, the guy he did work for the guy who promoted the game. So the guy who's promoting the game actually didn't design the game. He took money to promote the game to people.
Okay, Lance, you expect me to read all this?
Yes. If you're going to report things,
I didn't
and
report
the
anything.
Are you a reporter or
I'm
what?
not a report. I didn't report that.
Wait, you aren't you?
No.
I didn't make a
thought you
YouTube
were-
video on it.
Yeah, but you would have with false information.
No, I crossed my T's and dot my I's.
not this case.
Well, not on the Alaboom. It's the Alaboom. Who cares?
Oh, okay. Oh,
Okay.
I do when you
Let's
say
move on.
dumb stuff.
DC.
Yes. Here we go. DC clue number 1. Tried to kill Tom Hanks. Number 2 was a stormtrooper in a Star Wars movie.
Barry.
Go ahead.
Daniel Craig.
That is correct.
Oh,
Daniel
nice.
Craig is
Yeah.
correct. Item number 2, clue number 1. Connected to Houston. Clue number 2. Has been seen at the Super Bowl. Clue number 3. Known for Survivor.
What was that like known for? Survivor?
Known for Survivor.
Okay.
Clue number 4. Originally known as Girls Time.
Force.
Go.
Destiny's Child.
Correct.
I'm a survivor. I'm not gonna
Okay.
give up.
Got it.
Mhm.
Boom. Good stuff.
Item number 3. Clue number 1. Helped Doug talk.
Oh,
Clue number 2. Lady got one in 1955.
who?
Lady got one in 1955.
Matt.
Go ahead.
Dog collar.
Dog
You got
collar.
Squirrel.
Is correct.
I was a second off there.
Nice.
Brian
you said
Griffin
your name.
has one commonly connected to BDSM. Pluto is often red or green. These can be electric, used in training. So on and so forth. Number 4. Grew in popularity in the 1970s.
Destiny's Child.
Clue number 2. Commonly plastic. Clue number 3. These are linked. Clue number 4. Connected to money. Clue number 5. These have expiration dates. Final clue. These are issued by banks and
Of course.
go. 5,
Yeah. I was really hoping I know this.
3, 2, 1. Final clue. These are issued by banks and can be used to make purchases. 5, 4,
Aldi
3. Aldi. 5,
debit card.
4. That is correct. Debit card.
All right, there we go.
Yeah.
Not sure. I didn't really, all those clues make sense, but I guess they are.
Yeah.
Which what no, it doesn't.
I
Commonly
guess it is.
plastic.
It does. Yeah, sure.
They're linked to your checking account.
Yeah, yeah.
Connected to money. They have expiration dates.
Wait, did you say linked to your checking account?
Yeah, they're linked. It says they're linked, but they are actually linked to like a debit.
Oh, the clue was not linked to your checking account.
No, they just says
Okay.
these are linked.
Yeah.
These are linked.
Okay.
Yeah.
That
All
was
right, here we
fun.
go. Clue number 1. Debuted in 1985. The second word was dropped in 1995. Number 3. Mentioned in 1999 by the Bloodhound Gang. Number 4. Connected to Naked and Afraid.
Of those.
Number 5. Known for Mythbusters.
Barry.
Evan.
Matt,
Barry is first.
Discovery Channel.
That is correct.
Yeah.
Oh,
Dang.
yep,
yep.
there's one Barry.
Uh-huh. Clue number 1. Connected to Billy Bob Thornton. Connected to Tennessee. Number 3. Connected to a 1950s Disney miniseries.
Aldi,
Ollie.
Davy Crockett.
Davy.
Yeah,
We were talking about
Crockett.
Davy Crockett last
Oh,
week.
yeah.
What is that connected to Billy Bob Thornton?
The Alamo.
He played
The
Davy
Alamo,
Crockett
yeah.
in the Alamo.
That was a good movie.
Really?
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah, back in the 90s.
I'll never remember that movie.
You'll never remember it. Me neither.
He was a Tennessee volunteer.
I'd like to see the basement.
Weren't we talking about this last week? That Davy Crockett.
That's where the gift shop is.
Yeah.
Oh, honey, there's no basement in the Alamo.
All right, here we go.
Ah,
Anybody's game. Anybody's game.
anybody?
Debuted in 1982.
I think I might know what this is.
Commonly connected to red, black, and silver.
Matt,
Go.
Diet Coke.
Diet
Uh,
Coke is correct.
Did you have that in your back pocket?
I thought the 1985 one was that.
oh.
And yes, I did.
Black.
You got 7 left. Same
I
I also have
idea.
another one, and it's a sports thing, so it might actually be mentioned.
Oh, you and I are, got the same one, I bet you.
Probably.
Here we go. Connected to records. Connected to Ice Cube.
Ice Cube.
features marital status?
Aldi.
Go.
Death certificate.
Death certificate is correct.
Is that an Ice Cube song?
I think so.
I don't know.
When I worked at, I still worked at US Bank and I would handle weird mail and account closures. I would get death certificates all the time. And there was a very morbid curiosity of like of like seeing how the people died that was written on there. It was, and it was very surprising how like the most violent of deaths were almost always the people that had Harley Davidson credit cards.
The what?
We had the Harley Davidson credit card at US Bank, and like whenever I get a death certificate for that, it was almost like like gunshots and vehicular accidents, things like that. I very rarely got a Harley Davidson death certificate. Died peacefully in their sleep. It was always something. That was something awful. Anyway. All right, here we go. Clue number 1. Have been seen on Dancing with the Stars. Clue number 2. Debuted in 1960. Clue number 3. Commonly numbered.
Matt.
Go, Matt.
Dance card.
And
Good guess though.
clue number 4. Connected to Thanksgiving. Clue number 5. Connected to the triplets in the 1990s. Final clue. Often called America's team. Forrest.
Dallas Cowboys.
Oh.
How about them Cowboys? How did you
I
miss
not
that
even have
one,
that in
Seth?
my
How
pocket.
did you not, Scott?
How did you not?
It didn't cross my mind a single time.
Oh, maybe.
Triplets is the 3 championships or something?
I've never heard of it called that.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, I've never heard of it either.
No, I think it referenced like it was like Deion Sanders, Michael Irvin, and
Never heard of that.
Emmitt
Never
Smith.
heard of
How about Deion Sanders, though, this last weekend? That was huge.
How
Why did you do this
did
last
Colorado
weekend?
win?
Colorado beat TCU, who was in the national championship last year. Granted, they lost like half their roster, but still, that's
I had nothing to do with it.
still
It's
cool.
coaching. It's all coaching.
It definitely has something to do with it when you lose the overwhelming majority of your team. I mean,
I know I'm being sarcastic.
I don't think he's going to run the table, but it's still cool. I mean, they went from having one win last year to that, so good for him.
Evan?
Huh?
Just making sure your microphone works.
Your buzzer working?
Yeah. Okay. 5 left. Still anybody's game,
anybody,
including Evan.
including Evans.
Including Evan.
These clues are like so out there. I'm like, I have no idea.
Connected to the 1980s ABC series Dynasty. Or Dynasty, if you want.
Did she?
Clue number 2. Connected to the Disney Channel series Good Luck Charlie.
Mm.
Clue number 3. Sometimes featured on the animated series South Park.
Wait.
Clue number 4. Known for its nuggets.
Matt.
Fuck!
Denver, Colorado.
Damn it!
Denver,
Oh.
Colorado.
Ah, I knew it.
Is correct.
That was a good Nuggets club.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll
Holy
be there
fools.
next week.
Like,
I'm
what
pretty proud of
chicken
that
spice
one,
is
I gotta
that?
say, being a non-sports guy.
I was gonna say that's a lot of sports clues on this one.
All right, here we go. 4 left. Evan, you got to run the table.
Yep, I'm on it.
Like how
Okay.
you only pinpoint Evan.
I'm on it.
At this point, you need to just get one so you don't feel bad. But here
I'm
we go.
sure he's gonna be sleepless if he doesn't.
Yeah,
I bet he
lose
is
some
too.
sleep.
Connected to Con Air, You've Got Mail, and The Nutty Professor.
Matt,
Go ahead.
Dana Carvey.
It's a good
Oh, I
one.
think of a different movie.
Connected to Mark
think of it.
Twain. Three. Commonly seen on a stage.
Evan.
Evan.
David Copperfield.
Good. Mhm.
Number 4. In 2017, Rolling Stone named them the 9th best of all time. Number 5. In 1998, starred in a cult classic. Hands on buzzers. Final clue. Had a legendary sketch comedy show.
Barry.
On comedy. Barry.
Chappelle, Dave Chappelle.
Dave
Mm.
Chappelle is correct.
He was one of those prisoners. Yeah.
Yeah.
And he got
Was
he
he?
got named he won the Mark Twain Award for
Yeah.
for
Comedy. Lifetime,
comedy.
I think. Lifetime achievement or something.
Yep, there you go. That's where that one is. All right, so we got Barry with 3, we got Matt with 3, we got Aldi with 3, Forrest with 2. Technically, if Evan gets all 3, he ties. So nobody
Do it.
has been mathematically eliminated at this juncture. Here we go.
Give it time. Come on.
Was Buck Swope in a 1997 Paul Thomas Anderson movie? Number 2. Appeared in the Best Picture winner in the 78th Academy Awards. Number 3. Was a management consultant on a Showtime series. Number 4. Was part of an iconic heist. Number 5. Received rave reviews for his work in 2004's Hotel Rwanda.
Matt,
Matthew.
Don Cheadle.
Don
Yeah.
Cheadle. And with
That was
that,
the-
Evan.
That was the first one I actually knew.
Mhm.
With that,
I was
Evan.
like, I've seen that movie.
is-
I've seen that movie.
Mhm.
Evan has been
He was in Ocean's 11.
mathematically eliminated.
He was
So,
Basher.
Yeah, Dana
Alright.
Carvey didn't seem right for that one. I thought about it.
Yeah.
so Matt vaults into the lead. Aldi and Barry can tie. Forrest, you need the last 2 to tie. Evan,
Want it.
you just need to get one to feel good about yourself.
Don Cheadle. That was
He
the
was
only one that has
good.
come to mind thus far.
All right, here we go.
Cheeto. Mhm. He's a good actor.
Yeah, I like him.
Number 1 was referenced in Eminem's song "Without Me." Connected to Richard Dreyfuss in a 2008 Oliver Stone film. Frequently connected to Daryl Hammond on Saturday Night Live. Connected to Christian Bale in a 2018 film. Number 5. Famously connected to a 2006 quail hunt.
Oh.
Evan.
Ah.
Evan.
Dick.
Dick
Yeah.
Cheney
Yeah.
is correct. All right, so here
Nice
we
job.
go.
Got one. There's my one. Good.
There's your one.
So,
Matt, you get this. You win the whole thing. Aldi, Barry, you get this. You tie Matt for the win. Forrest, you get this. You can
King,
tie.
King.
You can tie for first loser.
I've got 3
Evan?
people in my noggin here.
Evan, you get this. You can tie Forrest, and you can make him feel bad.
Woo!
So my
Band together.
I am pushing for Evan to make Forrest feel bad. Here we go. Clue number 1. Sometimes connected to schools. Clue number 2. Commonly connected to restaurants and clubs. Clue number 3. Can often be found in the workplace.
Forrest. Dress code.
Dress code is correct, Forrest. Well done. You tie for first loser,
First loser, baby.
and you give Matt the win. You kidding me?
Don Cherry.
Who's that?
Who's that?
That's what I said. I thought
Who's
you'd
Don
know.
Cherry?
yeah, who is it?
Oh, maybe.
Never heard of
Okay.
Don Cherry.
I guess it's just in Canada then, because
Oh yeah.
he hosts Hockey Night in Canada, but I thought he was like an
No.
international fan.
Maybe.
Anyways, Dabney Coleman.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, maybe.
Nope.
Damn
I like
but
mine
I don't think
better.
he's got 5 or 6 clues about.
You
I
can
like
tell.
mine better.
You can tell by the rubber band. I've only got one left in
Oh, no.
volume. I'm only volume 2. I still got volume 3 though. So
I got Deepak Chopra,
Oh yeah, that's good.
Dane Cook,
Oh,
Dane
yeah.
Cook, yeah.
Draft Card,
Yeah.
and Dealer's Choice.
Mm.
That's
Those are
an
good.
excellent one.
I got Dana
None of them
Carvey.
came up.
Stole that one.
Drew Carey,
Ooh.
Oh,
Yeah.
Drew
Yeah.
Carey, yeah.
Carvey.
Dana Carvey, but
I had all the answers.
Yeah.
I got it.
Yeah, you still didn't win, Lance.
That's always wins.
I played a new to me game. I pretty much loved tonight. I was pretty excited about that. The Terraforming Mars card game.
yeah, it's good.
Nice. I'm trying to-
If you
I
like
feel
Race
like
for the Galaxy.
I do.
Yeah, it's like Race for the Galaxy. I don't know. I mean, it's one of those games that I feel like I'm not playing with anybody though.
Yeah.
Like I don't care what you do.
Yeah,
You do your
Yeah.
thing.
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
like, I'm doing my thing. You do your thing. I'm like,
totally feels
I
like
don't like those
solitaire.
kind of. Yeah, it doesn't feel.
Do you think that's true of Race for the Galaxy?
Yeah, I don't
Yeah.
care about that stuff either. I don't know. It's one of those
really?
multiplayer kind of
In Race for the
multiplayer
Galaxy, it
alone
feels,
games. Yeah.
I feel like one of the cruxes is where you're like, "Ooh, what action are they going to pick?" Am I gonna
Oh,
go
yeah,
with
you know what?
it?
Now
Yeah,
that
I
you
mean, I
say
guess
that.
there's some of that, but it's very minimal with that
Yeah.
game.
Okay.
I feel. I mean, unless I'm not understanding, I'm sure I'm not playing it correctly or playing it well. Think about your turn on my turn.
Yeah.
Like, oh, what's he
Yeah.
gonna pick? So I don't have to pick it.
Yeah.
You know what?
Normally, I pick it because I want the bonus.
I take it all back. I agree with you, Evan. Now that I agree. Because I always am like, oh, I bet I can get away with doing this because I think they'll do that. Because
Right. Yeah, they're going to colonize, so I don't. Have
I've done
to.
that more with the Race for the Galaxy dice game.
Oh, interesting.
I'll roll for it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Roll for
Or,
Galaxy.
yeah, roll for the Galaxy.
Yeah.
I like them both. I like all three of
But
them.
yeah, they're fine. They're good. I played Freelancers. You guys heard of Freelancers? I think I got overshadowed at Gen Con. I didn't hear a single thing about it.
No, me neither.
It's
Freelancers.
Is that the Plaid Hat
It's
game?
a Plaid Hat game. Yeah, it's
Oh yeah, that's
it's
the
like an
other
RPG.
system.
It's like monsters. trying
It's
to
the
find
same system
jobs.
as
The
Dead of Winter.
Crossroads, right?
Yeah.
How is
What?
that?
The Dead of Winter. The
same system as what?
Dead of Winter. The
No,
Yeah,
not Dead of Winter.
Crossroads.
No,
Crossroads.
It's a crossroads system, but it's not the same. It's
7th gen or whatever the one.
it's the ship game. It's the pirate game.
Yeah, 7th.
Dead Reckoning.
Something
Scott.
Winds of-
Seafall.
No,
Seafall.
no, not Seafall.
I know what you're talking about. What is that?
Oh, the other
Um,
one, Winds of.
Winds of Change.
I don't know.
No,
No, it was.
I was gonna say whistle.
Forgotten Waters. That's it.
Forgotten Waters.
Forgotten Waters. It's the same system as Forgotten Waters.
Never played.
I mean,
it.
it's
Look
fun.
good.
It's it's incredibly humorous. It is
I'll
a
be back in a
humorous
minute.
role-playing game, fantasy world,
Nice.
That sounds fun.
very fun. I would say the gameplay is not that deep. You're
That's
basically
okay.
just increasing your skills until the end, and then you roll high. You do well.
Yeah.
You know, there's no real like. I kind of was hoping there would be a little more meat on the bones, but I don't think there really is.
It's plat.
But it's just
no.
hilarious.
Yeah.
It's so good. Like the comedy is really my kind of comedy for this stuff. Very funny. It's kind of
So-
like Adventure Time.
Oh yeah.
Oh, okay.
I feel it's heavily inspired by Adventure Time stories.
So why do you think it's not getting talked about, Scott?
I don't think anybody. I mean, what's getting talked about from Gen Con except Lorcana and these guys that got busted? Like, is anybody doing any game content about this? Anything interesting lately? I mean,
I don't know.
Lurkana
Like-
sucked all the air out of the
yeah,
room
it took
at
all the
Gen
air
Con.
out of the thing.
Did it?
I don't know. We put up the limited deluxe sets of last night we had that we knew we'd have to do for pre-order, and we put them up and they lasted like 2 hours. So I mean,
Yeah.
But I don't think anybody's talking about it because it wasn't like a big release. Like they
well,
couldn't.
no, it's because it isn't released yet.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
It landed in LA yesterday, so we should
Nice.
hopefully we'll have it in our warehouse in a couple of weeks. We can get it out to people. And then start looking forward to. By the way, if loyal Alaboomers, please go check out Worlds of Midgard. It's 2 smaller box games in the Worlds of Midgard. We're funded, got daily unlocks. Both are really good games. If you ever want to play it, I'll play it on TTS with you. But it's good because we worked really hard on those 2 games that are in the Reavers of Midgard card game and Clans of Midgard. And like everybody's always like, well, why do you do these smaller things? And like, well, I mean, because it's just like we put a ton of fucking work into them, and if you just let them sit there not earning any money, then you realize you don't work for nothing. So anyway, so go.
I like
You work for money?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nah.
Oh,
Yeah,
Is that how that
go
works?
back it,
supposed to do it.
back
Is that
it,
how it works?
and then like if you already backed it, back it again.
back
I
in more
liked,
than once.
I liked that.
Is it on
that draft
Kickstarter right
from
now?
that game.
Yeah, Worlds of Midgard. Yeah, for the
Is it
low price. What is it?
Everything you hold.
Your
dear.
firstborn child.
I guess it
Or-
started on Tuesday, huh? Because
Yeah,
Tuesday
for-
is the day.
Yeah,
For some reason
I
that
think
someone
it's-
decided at some point.
Somebody decided. Yeah, I don't know who
So
did
dumb.
it, but
Today's the day.
for 56 buckazoids, you can get 2 deluxe edition smaller box games that are quite fun.
What's it called?
World of Midgard. It's
Don't
just,
even know your own.
Oh, so unique.
Mhm. Yeah.
World
I mean,
of
like if I
Midgard.
search Midgard on BGG, I got Champions, Reavers, Blood Rage, Champions of Valhalla,
What are you trying to say,
Champions of
Scott?
Midgard, twice, 3 times, 4
Why
times.
why
5
do you make me
times.
want to hurt you? I don't understand. You just
World
want
of Midgard? It's actually not on BGG, is it?
Well, it's because that's the name of the Kickstarter. They are Reavers of because it's 2
Oh,
games.
I see. Sorry.
It's
I thought it was a new game.
Clans of Midgard and Reavers of Midgard, the card game, but the Kickstarter is World of Midgard. So
I love
Yeah.
Scott. Has
so,
anybody?
there are times where I think that some of
I
you
missed out on the
just try to mess with me.
No.
I thought you made new games. Sorry.
No.
These are new games.
It's like how can we possibly drive Lance that one more like incremental tick towards insanity where I'm just going to
But it's like that
Lose
Guns N'
my
Roses
mind.
song.
And he rose from the sea with tentacles from his face.
there's that I saw a meme or whatever that somebody posted where it's like deep in the shadows of like something or other, the great beast lies dormant until the time comes, and this thing like he like he just and he comes up and he goes, I am hungry, and then like in times like this we call on Super Dad, and this guy walks out, hello hungry, I'm Dad, and he's like, oh.
What is that from?
Just because it's dad humor, like your kids
Oh,
say,
okay.
I'm hungry. Well, hi hungry, I'm Dad, how are you? And then the monster's like, oh, And he slumbers once again.
Yeah.
Just like-
He met the wrong dad joke.
yep. Yeah, just defeats him.
Yeah, that drafty, fighty
It's a good
card game
game.
was fun. Is that Clans of Midgard?
Clans in Midgard, yeah.
That was fun. I
Reaver-
liked it.
And Reavers in Midgard is a cool little like point salad game with a really healthy bit of negotiation, which is and outthinking where other people are going to go and basically you play. Everybody's got the same spots they can go. Each turn, stuff shows up and is on those spots. You have a card that's face up on the table where you went last turn,
Mhm.
and then you put another card down and you pick that card up, so you can't go back to the same place you were
Right.
just at. And then when everybody goes to that, if you go to the space all by yourself, you get everything yourself. If anybody else goes to the same place, you have to come up with a who gets what type of situation. And otherwise the stuff stays there and then the other people get it. So you have to come up with something, and just because if so, and the cool thing is that everything's negotiable. Everything that you've collected prior to that, you can offer up stuff that you have. Like, oh, well, I got 2 gold over here. I'll give you that if you give me this. You don't have to negotiate the stuff that's in the spot. So I don't know. It's a great game. They're both really fun. I don't hate them, and I've played them a lot. And if I play a game a lot, then I don't hate it at that point. It's
It's pretty good.
yeah. I mean, that's and friend of the show, Keith Bloom.
Must be a good friend.
No, I couldn't think of his name for saying it.
Dude, if
The
I'm on the
nep-
spot, I'll never remember. What's your wife's name?
Keith Bloom,
Oh.
nephew of the Bloom brothers, the guys who ran D&D and theoretically possibly destroyed it. And then so TSR went on there, but Keith Bloom, his company just launched Dark Domain 2nd edition, and Dark Domains is
I like Dark Domain.
Dark Domain is a
It was too much, but
fantastic game. What do you mean too much? That game is amazing.
it was just too long.
Then honestly, go the 2nd edition shaves like a half hour off the time.
Okay.
I played
well,
it,
that'll be-
and it just condenses, and it's still the same kind of fun thing. And the whole point about Dark Domain is that you're supposedly working with the king, trying to revitalize this thing, but in actuality, you are in league with the evil necromancer. And so you have you draft different buildings and build different buildings in your domain of the land. But at some point in the game, you can actually then take them and send your minions to twist that spot and make it evil. And so, but each turn, it's like an engine building thing. Like when the tavern is good or whatever, when you have that building, it'll create, gold or certain resources or whatever. But when you make it evil, it might create a resource or two, but also more importantly, it creates evil for you, which is victory points. Your evil is your victory points. And so there's a fine balance you have to do where it's like, well, this is cool.
Yeah.
This is cool that it creates this stuff for me, but I absolutely at some point you got to convert it and make it so, or else you're not going to score any points and you're not going to win. And then there's the mechanic with Dungeon Lords where the adventurers will they come out, and it has actually one of the cool things I really liked about it was that there's basically a tarot card deck that you create randomly that you can't see, and then you take 2 tarot cards off the top and you put them down, and depending upon how those 2 tarot cards interact with each other, there's certain events that will change how the board works. Like it might be something like, oh, everybody gets a free monster this turn because of whatever, or it might be something like, oh, it's just like the adventurers, like an extra adventure will attack this turn, stuff like that. So I don't know, it's cool stuff, and it's a good game. And if you have the 1st edition, they have the upgrade, I believe, to take your 1st edition and 2nd edition, and they have an expansion for it too. So one of those games that was really fun.
I felt it
just
lasted about
vanished.
45 minutes too long. I was like, this is kind of done, right? No. Just kept, I was like,
Yeah, I mean, but
this is
fun.
me. I mean, I'm an anomaly with games.
And what's weird is they asked me to do a video, and I did one for them because I did the video for the first one, and I just
broke out the camera.
I busted out the camera here.
Still got that camera? Yes, you got that camera.
Yeah, unearthed the
That was
undead
the
Viking.
fun again camera. Yeah,
Uh,
nice camera.
I couldn't find the batteries for it. I taken the batteries because I have two chargers and they were both on the chargers and I had unplugged the chargers when I was painting the walls, and I was like, oh great, okay, I got my camera, got my card, got my tripod, got everything. And I was like, I was trying to turn the camera on, it wouldn't work. I was like, oh, the batteries must be dead. And I opened up, there's no battery. I was like, what do you mean there's no battery in this thing? Took me like, I was like losing my mind. My wife was like, what's wrong with you? I was like, what the
Well, you
fuck?
can order them on Amazon, I'm sure.
Well, I know, but I
Yeah.
was just,
The
but I
cheapest
didn't
part of
want to,
that camera.
maybe, but I didn't want to buy it. You know, I mean, I was like, I wanted to just, I had the whole game set up. I had played it.
Yeah,
I
I
was
guess
ready to
find
go.
them. You got to find them if you don't want to buy them.
Yeah. Anyway.
So I played an old game last weekend called Foundations of Rome. Do you guys remember that?
Yeah, I do.
Anybody talk about that game anymore? Remember how badass how everybody was like, oh, it's the best game ever?
still see it sometimes.
I
Think
do
they should
remember.
Still make
It
another
was- it
copy,
was-
another version of that game.
It was the cat's pajamas. For
Oh,
the
that was
other-
that massive one.
Did
from
anybody
Arcane
play with
Wonders,
any of the
right?
expansions? Is it any better with the expansions? Like, does it add anything to it?
Is it not good?
No, I do. I just think it's
Yeah.
very like it's so. I don't know.
I
it
just
doesn't-
remember Robert telling me that it was $38 to ship an empty box.
Oof.
I heart
Empty
me,
box.
Emerson Metz.
Yeah, because it's massively huge.
Somebody
It's
had a
dimensionally-
dented
it's
box. and
dimensionally
was like,
big.
dude, I'm not
Yeah.
shipping you a fucking
the
box.
dim weight's what kills you on that. It's not how
What's the rating of that game right
The
now?
dim weight
Shane?
for the dim weight.
8.0 and number 519 on the
Feels like more
Turkey.
people should own that. I mean, I just don't
It's
understand
massive,
why,
though. I
why they
mean-
would not just print a more mainstream version of that game.
Have you never heard dim weight before, Matt? Yeah, that's I
So-
mean, so if you ever do any fulfillment, so like basically it's
weight?
like, yeah, dim weight. It's
Never
just,
heard of it.
well, yeah, it's
Dimensional.
so,
weight.
yeah,
Yeah.
Got it.
dimension, yeah. So
I figured
so it's one of those things where if you have a giant box
And not
and it has nothing in it, so it weighs nothing, you don't go by the weight of the box. You'll like there's certain things that UPS or whoever is doing your shipping for you, they'll say, okay, well, yeah, that weighs less than a pound, but because it's so massively huge and it's going to take up so much space in our crates or whatever, you're going to pay like it weighed 10 pounds, that kind of thing.
Mhm.
So they'll charge you dim weight for something instead of
Hmm.
whatever.
Scott, do you think the game is worth it without all the pretty plastic?
I think it actually is a detriment to it, honestly.
Do you?
I don't like pulling it out because it's a pain in the ass.
So if
If it was just a single box, then and because you gotta and then you gotta put everything back in and get in the right angle and then put the thing on it. I'm just annoying. It felt cumbersome to get it going, and it's for like a half an hour, 45-minute game.
I got that song
Right.
in my head.
if they did it with chips,
Yeah.
do you think it would matter? Or
If they did what?
with
With
chips,
cardboard?
do you think? Yeah,
I don't know.
yeah. I'm trying.
I just know that a top 100 game that doesn't sell it, so like you can't buy that game, right? You can't go find that game.
I don't think so.
Can you?
Because of the
I feel like
size
that's
of it,
just
yeah.
I
a
think they had a
lost
Gen Con, maybe.
opportunity. I mean, whatever. I'm not a company, but I'm not a
Yeah.
business.
Yeah.
In the business of that stuff, but I feel like if I put that much effort into that game, I would maybe put some more stuff into it. I don't know.
Yeah,
It's
I was
a top 500 game is not easy to come by.
So
Yeah.
here's
Ask Lance.
Ask
Yeah,
Lance.
yeah.
When I
Here-
saw it at BGG Con, I was wondering why they didn't do a retail version of it myself.
They
Yeah.
will. So I forgot to mention this. So interesting thing that happened. When we launched our Midgard Kickstarter, like literally the second, like literally within the first 30 seconds that it launched, I got no less than 14 Kickstarter messages. All were spam and people saying, it's like, I just took a look at your thing and I think it looks amazing. I can help you get
Right.
more backers. Just like, and it was just like, and it was like, and I was like, how the fuck? And then you realize it's these people that they go and they click on the notify me at launch.
Yeah.
on every single one. And
Yeah.
as soon as
Yeah,
they
it's
get that
just-
email, they go and they just spam you
It's
with that
the,
thing.
Yeah.
what do you call it? The shotgun method.
Yeah.
Yeah, if they can just and the thing that drives me crazy is that like I click report spam on each and every one, and then I'll get a message from the exact same one, like 2 days later, and I'm like, yeah, it's just why even have this button Kickstarter if you're not going to get rid of these motherfuckers? It's just like why even have this as an option? I mean,
Oh,
Well, I
look
guess
at
they are
Lance.
printing.
I'm so
I didn't
good at
realize they were printing
Kickstarter.
the
I don't
standard
need these people's
conditions
help.
wrong.
Maybe
Well,
maybe they're really good at their
no,
job.
they are not. They are. Give us $50 and we will like send out 4 tweets. So just
There are
like,
some people that are really good at it.
yeah, they are few and far between. I'm not gonna. And I told the story before, but I mean, I will not mention. But there is a company that I still see get hired constantly.
Oh,
And-
chat. Leave in the chat. I want to know.
And like when we were sitting there and we were like, I mean, basically the proof was in the pudding when they were like, they said, do you want to re-up for another X number of months for us to handle this, that, and the other thing for us? And we said, and I, you know, like I basically had a meeting. I was like, well, you said you'd do this, and let me see those reports that you did. And like, and then they were like, well, you can see like you didn't meet all these criteria that are here. And then I had like, well, you know, it's like something there, and this was like one of the reasons why, and this is another reason why. And it was like, there was never anything like, oh yeah, we could have done better, but you know, we've got these new innovations that we're going to use, and that's why it's going to be better next time and stuff like that.
What's
And
the
like-
ballpark price on that service, by the way? I'm just curious.
I mean,
5,000 or more or less?
that's, I mean,
Or
there's no
2,000.
way on earth. I think we paid them around 2, if I remember correctly.
$2,000.
But I remember Shane basically said, well, tell you what, he said, you told us that you'd give us this and you didn't give us this. So how about this? He said, you give us 3 months of free work. And if you can meet that, if we can come back 3 months from now and you meet that level that you said that you get us, which you didn't. He said, after I paid you that money, he said, I will pay for a year of your service. I will pay you for the 3 months you just worked, and I will pay you for another 9 months after that, and we'll work together for next year. And they said, no, thank you.
Yep.
It was just like, because they were like, yeah, we know we can't. So it was just one of those things where it's like, just do it. Just do what you said you're going to do. And you know, and we'll be happy to sign up, and we'll go crazy, and I'll give you the money. You know, it's just
One
like,
of the guys I've worked with that runs Kickstarter campaigns, this company called Green Inbox came to him, and he had like literally 10 days left on his campaign, and it was like kind of middling around 200,000 or something like that. And they basically said, we can help you, and with 10 days left, they turned it around and it came in just under $1 million.
Oh. What did they
I
do?
am not saying that there aren't
Ow.
people there who can do it.
Yeah, what did they do?
I
Email
don't
marketing?
know. Magic.
What?
They did it with mirrors. I don't know.
Yeah, that's crazy.
This seems so bizarre to me.
Yeah.
It
How
does.
about
I
the
mean, like,
marketing?
but I mean, you know, these people have these channels that they have open to them. You know, the you know, the subscribers or whatever it is. I don't know. And it's I don't pretend to understand how they do it, but he attributes it to them.
Yeah.
Wow. You can track it all.
I don't
It's
know.
all coming back.
Probably.
Because you
They've done
know,
a few
you could also
campaigns
just
together
have
now,
just
and it's-
natural organic.
Yeah.
Hey,
Right.
Lance, put in the chat. I'm curious.
Sure, I will.
I think I know who it is.
So, another game I played this weekend.
Is this guy?
What?
Troyes.
Troll?
Remember those games?
Oh, I
Tra.
never
Tra.
played that
Twa.
one.
Wow, is
Troyes.
amazing, and with the
Yeah, it's great.
with the sisters, it's even better. Which
I
is
never
rare.
played this.
Oh, really? Is it even
No,
better?
wait.
I don't have that expansion.
I played one and not
Um,
the other. I can't remember which one was which. Though.
I thought back to my plays of, because I hadn't played Twa in like probably like 10 years.
Yeah.
And we played a lot of Black Angel when it came out. And Black Angel is no Twa.
Hmm.
No, I mean, Black
It's
Angel
so
is.
not, unfortunately. I mean, it's
No,
the
it
same
isn't.
mechanism, like the dice placement, worker
And
placement.
I was so excited. I was so.
But it just
excited.
doesn't.
It just
It
no, it
doesn't
didn't
do
even
it.
close.
Yeah.
What made you bring these older games out, Scott?
Mike said he wanted to play old Euro games, and I
Okay.
said, "Well, where do we start?
Yeah.
Tell me what you've played, what you
I
haven't
was just
played."
curious.
And we
Yeah.
just pulled out boxes, and we just like,
Cool.
okay, let's do it. Although I kept naming off games, and he's like, "Yeah, played it." I'm like, "Okay, well, which games have you not played?"
Yeah.
Like, there was too many that
I
he
never
had played.
Flaw.
But going back in time is, man, there's some good games back then that
Yeah.
I prefer, honestly. Like to learn a new game these days, and
Yeah.
it's so much
Yeah.
effort and like not fun. And
You know what just
play and you're
came
like,
out?
yeah, that was a game. See what?
Yeah.
You know what just came out?
Only if you tell us.
Queen
Right.
Queen
something.
by Midnight. What is that?
It's a game we did with Darrington Press.
Oh, the Darrington Press game.
Yeah,
Cool.
I seen
kind of
a
game is
video.
it?
I didn't watch it
it's
yet.
a deck builder, battling deck builder.
Okay,
Yeah.
cool.
Got this funky clock tower thing.
Neat.
It's on like a.
That was a quick turnaround, no?
What's that?
That was a quick turnaround, no? Or has it been a long time?
It wasn't too fast, but yeah, really happy with it. I got a couple of copies.
look
But
awesome.
the clock towers are fun to put together.
Yeah.
I mean, it's fine.
Yeah.
It's actually David did the engineering on it, so it's fucking dead simple to put together, which is amazing.
David
Yeah.
knew.
David Killing.
I met him.
Yeah, he was
Okay.
like Gathering or Gen Con.
Yeah,
Okay.
I met him.
Yeah, David's awesome.
Yeah, he's quite impressive.
Yep.
What else do we play? I feel like I played another game, but I can't remember now. Some good games.
I played.
Oh,
I played Earth
Oh yeah,
in person. Yeah,
I was.
You like it?
It's got
Good to know.
no. It's a good game. For me, it's
Yeah.
it's a good game. For me, it's a little too much to track. Like every time I'm like, okay, I'm gonna do this.
Yeah, yeah.
and
That
okay, there's
that-
this.
dimensionality of optimization is.
Yeah.
I think I'm kind of done with those kind of games.
Oh,
Unless
it's
It's
like
too much for me. To track.
Way one level down for me.
Yeah.
speaking of, I saw somebody was playing Burgle Bros.
oh, I love Burger Bros.
And is it also like a multi-tiered
It
thing?
can be. Yeah, he
Yeah.
sold like a 3-dimensional.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, okay. I saw it
Board.
like that is it looked like a homebrew laser cut wood thing, but
I think that's what it was. Yeah,
oh, was it? Okay.
I believe so.
Oh, it's really neat looking.
But I liked it. I liked it.
Oh,
I think
Raw.
it's
I played Raw again.
Oh, did you?
yeah,
We played it
Raw.
wrong.
Oh,
Did
What
you?
did you play
After
wrong?
20 years, I didn't remember one of the rules, and it's very. I have a bone to pick with the rule book.
Oh, here we go.
One of the rules is not in the flow of the rules. It's over here to
Oh.
the side.
That's
Your
Ian.
fault. Is that your fault, Matt?
That's Ian.
I'm like, that is
Don't blame
a
me.
critical rule. And when you're scanning down the page to see what you do, you go right by it. And you know what I'm talking about?
Pet peeve. Hate that.
It's in a box on the side.
Is it one
Like,
where
not in the
like
flow of the rules.
I didn't have
I mean, I
invoke
can show you
Raw-
exactly. I'll show you exactly. You tell me.
Okay.
I could, believe me. Look, when
The only thing we
I
did on
didn't
that was
read the
Kickstarter
rule book. I
campaign.
know the game already, but I hadn't looked at it in a long time. Now, someone who's reading the rule book totally finally would get this. We did not, and I went through the rule book twice. I said, you know what? Something was nagging me. I'm like, I think there's a rule here that we're forgetting. Like, something's supposed to happen at the end of an epic. Like, I just can't remember what it was. You trash everything on the right hand side of your board. Now, there's a tiny little icon on the board, and it is in the rule book.
Mm.
But you can't
that's
find
important.
it if you're not looking in the rule book, you can't find it. Like if you're reading the rules in order, you'll blow right by. At least I blew right by it. Not saying everybody would.
I probably was good because I
I
look
did.
at them as like side notes anyway. Like,
Yeah, it's like, isn't that like a clarification of a rule or an example?
yeah,
100% agree. I hate when it's like, why is this here? This
Let me see
is
if I can find the
crucial.
rule book. Yeah.
Yeah.
Where's the rule
The
book?
worst is when you see it something and it's like in the components. It's like what? Like what the fuck? Like what? Don't put this here. What are you thinking?
Oh, the rule book is not on their website. I can see.
I had an interesting conversation with someone that I'm doing a Fiverr for, doing a Kickstarter video for them, and they're like, "Hey, can I get a quote?" I was like,
$5.
"No, I have nothing good to say about your game." Like, it's
I
like
know.
that's such like an awkward thing to say. Like, I don't want to give you a quote. There is not one good thing that I will say about your game that I would put my name next to. It's like
And that's saying something.
it. Well, no, I don't. I think that I don't. I think I have a reputation as definitely not someone who's like a shill or anything. But it's just like normally there's something.
Come again?
Something I could say, but it's like nothing positive.
Okay. I got to share my screen.
Mhm.
Just sharing moment.
Just the rule booklet?
All right. Can you see this?
Not yet. There you go.
Okay.
Zoom in a little bit, Scott, if you could.
I'll zoom in. Okay. So we got our components. Got your
Yeah.
overview.
Mhm.
Hold on, I gotta move this out of the way. Something's blocking my view. Okay, there we go. Gosh, this is so slow. Gigantic PDF. Okay, setup, yeah, with the numbers, which I like, all that's great.
Mhm.
I really like the fact that they give you the setups on the boards. It
Yeah.
tells you what tiles to put on the boards, like at the beginning. You don't have to look it
Yeah.
up. Like this starting this thing's all on the board.
Yeah.
Okay, playing the game.
Funny.
I can't, it's really slow, unfortunately.
Stop downloading porn, Scott.
Computer.
I
Okay, so
invoke
there's your
Ra.
actions. Draw a tile, invoke Ross, spin got tiles, got it. There's a couple like clarifications here that are like I wish were better highlighted, but it's fine.
Mhm. Come on, you can do it.
Come on, computer, wake up. Okay, there's your auctions, there's your bidding,
Uh-huh.
winning an auction.
Yeah.
It's got disaster tiles. Not I like, it's sort of off to the side there. You have to look at the
Yeah.
side. Okay,
Ready for a smoking gun.
scoring. By the way, this ... is beginning a new epoch. Epic. I did not see this. Like I see scoring. I think, oh, that's at the end of the game, or it's in the middle of the turns. Okay, well, what happens? This is sort of out of flow. I wish this was a paragraph
I see.
separated in order, because this is basically where you learn those rules. I blew by
see.
this like 4 times.
Yeah, I
This
can
little,
see
this
that.
little side panel here
Yeah.
that tells you what to do on the end.
Yeah.
Just a minor usability thing that I just. I
They
couldn't-
should, I mean, when it comes to that
I
kind
read
of
the
stuff,
rule
they
book
should
like 2
really
times.
number things.
What's that?
When it comes to that kind of stuff, sequentially numbering or lettering things really helps.
Yeah, for sure.
Mm.
Yeah.
Like especially at the end of a round, it should be sort of in the flow of the round. Like after scoring is beginning a new epic. Oh, but it's not after scoring, it's side by side, and just anyway.
Yeah, I don't.
My problem, just a note on the feedback there.
It's not just that one, Scott. It's a lot of rule books. I don't understand why.
I never read those sidebars, like until like it takes me out. Remember, like Aaliyah games, you could read the sidebars only.
Yeah.
If you knew the game already, you could just go through the sidebars, which is fine. But that was their style. To have real rules on the side in the sidebar is weird.
Oh, yeah,
Is anybody in chat agreeing with me?
I do.
Well, having a rule like that that's silly.
Yeah, it was just like
Well, I remember Twa had
But
the same.
when you're quickly scanning and looking for that heading, you
but-
don't look to the right and see it. You just
Twa's
you don't.
20 years old. I mean,
Yeah,
It's not 20 years old.
when did it come
Yeah, it
out,
is.
Scott?
1999.
Did it? All right, it's over 20 years old. I mean,
Yeah.
like I was saying with Carcassonne, we should be past this with the rule book shit, you know?
Well, you know, you got to reinvent the wheel.
Yeah. I think they're more in the graphic design on everything, not only rule books, but the games and all. It's just they're more worried about how pretty it looks than the function of it, you know?
Yeah, Matt.
Yeah,
Right.
Matt.
I'll tell you what, my biggest
Matt's
pet
fault.
peeve. When I see artwork on the back of a rule booklet, I immediately
Yeah.
I think less of you as a board game
Yeah.
company. Just period. Period.
Why?
What?
Fuck you.
I think
Fuck
there
you.
should be a rule overview on the
There
back
should
at
be
least.
useful information.
Yeah.
Oh,
Something
sure,
on
yeah.
the back. Do not
Yeah.
give me artwork on the back. That is
Yeah.
you telling me that your rule booklet is perfect. It is perfect. It is not. It is not perfect. You tell me your player reference cards are perfect. No. No, nobody gives a damn about what you put on the back of the rule booklet if you're not putting something useful in there. No, it's like, oh, look at the pretty artwork on the back. No, you put something useful there. You put a glossary, you put an FAQ, you put anything. Symbology, setup, quick reference, anything. I see companies still do that. I'm like, what the hell are you doing? Why would you possibly do that? Just God.
You know, what
I've
use
done
of-
that.
Fucking
Slap
nerd.
in the face, man. Slap in the face.
What use of space I really liked on Earth was on the inside of the top of the box was like a shout out, thank you to the backers.
Oh yeah, that's nice.
Yeah, I saw
Yeah.
someone
like that?
who used to
I
work at
did. It
Panda
looked really
GM
cool.
do something like that. And I see a lot more companies like trying to do that.
Have you seen
Like,
the Foundations of Rome one? They printed on the box, and gigantic box is all covered with names.
So
Oh, that's
like
Well,
hilarious.
they had room, Scott.
It took me like an hour to find my name because it
you
wasn't.
know what I
sorted.
did before I was working in board
It's cool.
games? I was uploading stuff to BGG that I just made for myself. So
Yeah.
for this game, for Castles of Mad King Ludwig,
Yeah.
I made a setup thing and I just pasted it on the
Oh,
inside of the box.
Nice.
That's intelligent. Yeah, that's
Oh,
smart.
wow,
More of that. Like more of
Did you
that.
know that you're smart?
that's a good one.
That's smart.
I got what does everybody think about this? What do you think about putting like a reference on the side of a box? Like
Worst idea ever.
worst
Yeah,
idea.
I don't think that's
No,
a good
I'm
idea.
just- I mean-
Yeah.
No,
Well,
not in
Stonemeyer
lieu,
does
but
that.
in addition. Oh, do they?
Stonemeyer does that for packing the box.
Oh yeah, something like that. But
That's
The
which
side
is
boxes, yeah, it's on the side, but it's
Right.
annoying. I wish it was a separate piece of paper.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I'm saying
Yeah,
or
but
on the
I'm saying
lid,
both.
under the
It gets
lid.
dog-eared and everything like that. I mean,
Yeah.
it's how to pack
know, I
this
get it.
box. It's on
Yeah.
the box.
I do appreciate being told like what is the correct way to pack the thing up.
I don't.
I like
I like to be told what to do.
Because usually them inserts should go in the next expansion anyway. Yeah.
Yeah.
So why are the Packers called the Packers?
Well.
Their foot. Never mind.
What's a
question.
Packer?
Well, so when my mother worked for Diamond Fruit, she was a fruit packer.
Packer, yeah. They just pack.
And
Containers.
she stood on a conveyor belt.
Yeah.
She checked fruit and then put it.
So
wrapped
is
in
it
a little
cheese
thing and
then
put it in.
maybe?
Yeah, probably.
Because it's
You can pack lots of things, man.
Green Bay's in Wisconsin, right?
Fudge.
No, I think it
Hell
goes
yeah,
back.
Evan, you
It
can
goes.
pack anything.
You can
It goes
pack
back
just damn near anything.
to. It goes back to the guy who formed the team, Lambo, and he convinced his the company that he worked for was a meatpacking company, and he convinced them to basically sponsor the team.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a advertising for a company called the Indian Packing Company.
Meat pack.
My one of the guys
They were
that
going to
I
name the
used to
team the
work-
Indians, but they changed it to the Packers.
Okay.
Save the money in the long run.
Cool.
The Acme Packing Company had a facility in Green Bay, and it closed after World War II.
Acme?
And it passed its name, Acme,
Yeah.
passed the name to the Green Bay Packers.
I'd love to
Wile E.
hear
Coyote.
the etymology of Acme as well at some point. That'd be cool.
Acme.
Etymology.
Different
Ac-
than entomology.
Yes.
Quite different.
That is quite different.
Anybody
not-
play any
Well,
Starfield?
Acme means peak, the highest point.
I was gonna guess that
right.
because I knew because acro.
I thought it was an actor or something.
No, it's I don't. I mean, It's a crossword clue often too, but I mean,
It was used in Looney Tunes as the Acme.
yeah,
Yeah,
totally.
yeah.
That's where a lot of people know
explosive
it from.
tennis
That's
balls.
that's how I know.
The company's
Wile E.
slogan is
Coyote.
"Quality is our number one dream."
Well, you
I have
see
an
it in
Acme-
movies
I
a
have an
lot, right?
Acme
For
poster.
fictitious company names.
Yeah.
Of all the gadgets that were in the
We do have an Acme supermarket out here in the
Roadrunner.
East. I don't know if that's a nationwide thing.
Wasn't Acme Chemical the one for
Roger
Batman?
Rabbit. Yeah.
No, for Roger Rabbit. Was that what it was?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Man, I haven't seen that movie
I
in a long time.
just, yeah, I always thought if you can buy all these rockets and dynamite, why couldn't you just buy Roadrunner meat?
Yeah, right.
You know, that was my thing. You know, obviously I'm overthinking it.
Yeah.
I did like it when they made the joke. They said like when Warner Brothers said Acme, we put rockets on everything, which I thought was good.
Hey,
Hey, I picked my booth tomorrow for BGG Con.
ooh.
Yeah, we sold out of the exhibitors.
You go
Nice.
center in cap, where are you going?
Well,
How many did you have last year, Scott?
Good question.
Well, what percentage full would you say it was last year?
Oh, well, we did reduce it back down to half that room.
Yeah.
So you know that room that it was in,
Yeah,
it was only half exhibitors. That used to be full of exhibitors.
it's
Oh,
not.
wow.
It used to
not
be
this
like
year either?
100, and now it's like 50.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
so the one thing that always happens is
And that's a COVID
well, I
problem.
think we're like I think we get to pick like fifth. Like I was talking earlier, it's like, well, Decision Games, you know,
Yeah.
they
Been around for a long time.
always, yeah, they get to pick first, and they always pick one of the end caps. There's like 3 or 4 end caps, and they're gone by the time we get to pick, which is whatever. It's no big deal. It's just, as they say, it is what it is. But I usually end up
Did
just
you say
picking a spot that's, well, one, next to Check Games, because I like talking to those guys, and two, like that faces the play area,
Yeah.
because then the
Oh,
people
yeah,
are
the-
playing,
that-
they look over
Yeah,
at
that
you.
was that since we made that play area there.
Yeah,
Man, that's coming up. It's gonna be here November before you know it.
And right
Yeah.
next to, except Zeb's not going to be there anymore if you're next to Z-Man this time.
Well, he's not been with Z-Man for a long time.
Or sorry, not Z-Man.
WizKids?
WizKids, yeah.
Oh, yeah, he's not gonna be there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I ran into him at Gen Con. He was like, yeah.
Yeah. Are you guys having any COVID around your neighborhoods? Because there's a lot here.
A little bit.
I almost feel like I got it again. Like yesterday, I thought I was feeling ill,
Oh, interesting.
and it was the same feeling as I had like in July.
Yeah.
But
today doing better.
which I'm not 100% sure I'm not
Yeah.
COVID positive. Like I
Yeah.
kind of feel like I am.
Hmm.
Like I have this achy, fevery feeling,
Oh,
you know?
that sucks.
Yeah, it sucks.
Being in
Yeah.
Indiana, no.
Herd immunity.
What do you mean? What do you mean by that?
Even no, like it's done. Like I get so much of my
Oh man, there's
Facebook
hundreds
posts
of
that are
cases
like,
around here.
yeah, not in
You got nothing?
Indiana.
What,
I haven't
what does that
heard
mean
of it.
though? Like,
That means that everybody denies that anything's going to happen. Like all my Facebook.
oh, you're
posts.
just, if you're sick, you don't bother testing anything. You don't care. Is that?
I see a lot of
is that what you
Facebook
mean?
posts that are around that ilk. Like,
I'm the
yeah,
same,
I'm too
yeah.
smart
People are like,
for
I'm
this.
sick, but I'm not going to tell you what it is because I'm not, because we don't want to acknowledge it.
I think more along that line.
I usually
Warren
don't. I
apparently
don't
has
usually go around people though. I mean,
Yeah, there's like a mini breakout here, you know,
is there another variant? Or
outbreak,
something?
not breakout,
Yeah.
outbreak.
He had a
Yeah, apparently
we
the
had-
newest variant has diarrhea as a symptom.
Oh,
You
delightful.
heard about this?
So that's what the
On the
lady on the plane
airplane?
had.
The doctor asked me if I had bad diarrhea when I had it, and I'm like, no.
It's good diarrhea.
But apparently that's the symptom.
Wow. Interesting.
Okay.
Yeah, I would wait till
I would-
October to get a booster because you will be left waning in the January months. If you don't, if you get it too soon.
Waning or whining?
Waning.
Both.
Your efficacy
Mm.
will be waning. Is that a term?
Yeah, it is.
Yes.
I think I said it right.
You did.
Mm-hmm.
And whining if you get it. Oh my
Winning,
gosh.
Winning.
Yeah.
Yeah, some of my friends got it because I guess back to school.
Oh yeah.
Everybody's
Oh
getting
yeah,
it.
the Rugrats went back. I forgot.
Yeah,
about that.
we're just starting preschool like next week. So I'm
Oh, wow.
sure.
Is this
Yeah.
the first one going to
Something
preschool, Evan?
Yeah, first and
Uh,
only.
You're gonna have everything under
Yes.
the
I'm
sun.
quite certain that's true.
I didn't know you had a kid.
Just a cesspool.
Yeah, I've got one little kiddo.
I knew you had one. I just didn't remember if you had more.
No, yeah,
A boy or a girl?
girl.
Girl.
She's
What's her name?
stinking adorable.
Yeah, she is.
You want to say her name?
Madeline.
Madeline?
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, my niece is up soon for that. That's what I told my
Yeah.
sister. I was like, you remember when we were kids? We brought everything, and I had everything twice: the measles, the mumps, everything.
Yeah.
Oh, you trying to brag or what?
No, I'm just saying, kids are cesspools.
She's gonna be a nerd, man. When she was 2, she came up with a board game design because she knew I was a game designer. She like at dinner, she stood up on her chair and she said, "I'm thinking of a game called Push Push Macaroni." And I was like, that's a pretty good game name, actually. That's pretty good.
That's
And
pretty good.
And then she just like rattled off all these things, and you're like, you roll a die and you're moving horses forward and you're trying to cross a line before the unicorn does. And I'm like, push push macaroni. That's
Yeah,
pretty
It's a
good.
sequel to Throw Burrito.
Yes.
like- I'm like, that's a good game.
Have you guys seen the Slappy Salmon?
Slappy
I haven't
salmon?
played
Shelves?
it. I
Slappy
haven't played it.
Salmon? Is it the same
Happy
game?
Salmon?
Yeah, Slappy Salmon.
Slappy see.
What is
Slappy.
this?
Salmon. I'll show you the picture.
Roblox. No, that's not it.
Scott, I think it's time for a new computer.
Well, I mean, I gotta find the picture.
Oh, I thought you were trying to show
No,
us.
I found it.
Slappy
Oh
Salmon?
no.
Is this
I mean,
like
I think it's the
another-
same game.
It's just a little ripoff.
It's just like, well, no, they bought it.
Oh,
They bought it from
oh, because did they go out of business?
no, they just sold
North Star?
that
Oh, okay.
property.
Who was the company that made it?
North Star, right?
North Star.
Yeah,
But
they
I
sold
gotta
it.
see
They're big enough.
I
Oh,
can't
yeah.
find it anywhere on the internet. That's weird.
It's only $5.
Well, I'm looking
$5
at
is $5.
Happy Salmon. And it's
$5.
$22 on Amazon. I'm like, Jesus, how is that a $22 game?
It's slap. I mean, it's probably because it's out of print.
Happy, that's what it was called.
It's
Yeah,
now
it's $11
Slappy
on the
Salmon.
tag here.
Slappy Salmon.
Man, Happy Salmon. I played that game probably 100 times in my classroom. That is such a good game.
Only one
Maybe-
day left
maybe
on the
Slappy
Dungeon
Salmon's
Cart
different, I don't
Kickstarter,
know.
folks. You gotta go get it.
On what Kickstarter?
Dungeon Cart.
Dungeon Cart.
Oh yeah, that one looks fun.
What is it?
Brotherwise, right?
Brotherwise,
Yeah, brotherwise the
it's in the Boss Monster universe. It's like a Mario Kart parody.
Oh, cool.
nope. They will not say.
I saw
Mario.
they were doing a lot of live streams.
Who's that?
The Dungeon Cart people.
Yeah, Jillian.
Everywhere I looked, it was a live stream of the game.
Well,
Not everywhere, but a few times I looked on Twitch, there was people playing it.
Yeah,
I'm assuming sponsored.
Oh,
yeah,
probably.
they really they've really done a
Acrylic.
good job with this one.
Huh.
Cool.
Media wise.
It looks like a really fun game. I did a Kickstarter critique for it. Looked really cool.
Oh, I like that little shifter
Thanks.
thing. That's cool.
That was Rock that came up with that.
That's really neat.
Put about 3 hours into Starfield. Loving
Me
that.
too. I haven't turned it back on since.
say good or bad.
I don't know. I mean, it's maybe not for me.
Is it a video?
It's too much.
Mm.
I don't like it.
From what I've read, everybody's like it gets good after the first 12 hours, but I'm
I
I'm
can't
addicted
put 12
now.
hours into a game and hope it gets good. I cannot. It's just not
Yeah,
possible.
yeah.
I'm loving it now. Just that, like, but then again, I'm just enjoying
Yeah,
running around these planets.
So long,
I
Matthew.
feel like the RPG world has surpassed it.
Hey, Matthew.
I mean, after playing Baldur's Gate, just
Can I,
feels like
before Matt goes,
so
can I do an
old.
announcement?
Yeah.
Sure.
I mean, this is like years premature because games take forever to come out.
We know you come prematurely, but good.
Yeah. But on
Oh, is
time,
this the
every
news I
time.
know?
Probably.
Yeah.
So I signed one of my games with 25th Century. And that'll come out, in a couple years.
You have to wait a long time to
Which
pay,
game?
get paid for that one.
It's a Druid like Tableau management, like
I've played it.
spatial
It's
puzzle.
fun.
Ah,
Yeah.
What's the
And
name of
you're-
it?
And you're bidding Wildwood.
Wildwood?
Wildwood.
And
Chad
know,
Elkins is the
I think of
is
Jersey
the
every time I hear
James
that.
Brown of board games.
and it's got Beth Sobel art on it.
Oh, you already got
Oh,
artists?
really? I didn't know Beth was attached to it.
Did you do the art,
Awesome.
or did they?
No.
Are they picking the art?
Well, Beth, it was a thing where Beth kind of already had half the art done,
Oh yeah, I remember this.
and then I designed the game kind of using what she had already yeah.
Yay!
So
Congrats,
yeah,
Adam.
so that's coming out in a
Congrats.
couple of years probably, and then
Wait,
coming out-
Wildwood
yeah, Wildwood.
Wildwood.
by Daniel Sobel.
Yeah, that was the original design. Was her husband?
I was gonna say, did you steal somebody's
Oh, so they
game?
used the
No,
art for
no.
that.
Ballsy.
No. So yeah, so he designed that, and then she started working on the art, and then they ended up not doing it, and then I kind of came in and designed a game kind of inspired by the original idea, and
Yay.
Awesome. Very
Yeah.
cool. Congratulations.
and then
That's number 2, right? Or is it number 3? That's
No,
number 3.
I have a couple other things on contract, but
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
But then the other thing I signed this month was with Crafty Games. I have a midweight heavy Euro game.
Oh,
called
the
Great
monks.
Meteora, yeah.
Nice.
Where the monks building monasteries on top of pillars. It's the
Nice.
Euroiest Euro ever.
Yeah.
And that one's coming out in like
It even takes place in Europe.
It does. Well,
Yeah.
actually not even. It takes place in Greece.
Oh, all right, in Greece, yeah.
Yeah. The plains of Thessaly. But anyway, I was just super stoked.
That sounds like a Spinal Tap song title.
It
Yeah.
does.
The Plains of Thessaly.
The plains of Thessaly, the rain came, and oh, how they danced.
That's great, Evan. Congrats.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's awesome.
So yeah, I didn't know if Chad told you, but
No, you did, I think.
oh, okay. Oh, did I? I don't remember.
He's
Well,
so
I will-
excited he doesn't even remember.
I will bid y'all adieu until next
You.
time. Adieu. And yeah, have a good night, folks.
Good
Do
night.
the
Good
do.
night.
Night.
Good night.
Do the do.
I met one of my neighbors. She's been here for a while, but we just actually met for the first time. Like I way you told her and all that, but we actually talked. And she's from Africa on the West Coast. I can't remember the name of it, the country now. But it's fascinating, like how people
Cote
get to
d'Ivoire?
America.
Anyway,
Started
sorry.
with an A. I can't remember now. But it just fascinating. Like she got here, she went up through France and then Canada, and then finally got here. Like she speaks French fluently, and then went through Canada and then down here. It's just it still amazes me how immigrants come here and the attitude they have when they get here. Yeah. But yeah,
Starts with an A and it's on the west coast of Africa.
Yeah.
Angola?
I don't know if it was that or not.
It's the only one that I can see that starts with an A.
Yeah.
Algeria is near the west coast.
No, it wasn't Algeria. Yeah, I can't remember. It might have been Angola. I can't remember now. Yeah, it just amazes me. We have a lot of, quite a few immigrants. Dominican Republics, some Haitians.
Are they Dominican Republicans?
Dominicans. I actually asked that.
Lance, did you see this game Nar?
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Did you guys
I
like
saw the
pass on
cover.
this? Because it almost looks like it totally looks like a Vikings game from a certain company.
Saw that.
Do you know that game?
Unfamiliar.
Kanar,
Yeah.
K-N-A-R-A-R-R.
Uh,
2 R's. Yeah.
Just wondering.
What's a Viking name for a ship? I know that.
Yeah.
Yes, it says assemble your Viking crew to explore new destinations by Thomas DuPont. Is the designer.
And it is pronounced
Sounds-
Canar. So
No.
Kanar?
Yep.
Or Nar?
it's Canar.
Kanar? Oh, it's a hard K.
Hard K.
The hard K.
Okay.
2 R's.
Not
But
a
it kind of
silent
has
K.
that look.
It looks really
the cover is very
familiar.
nice.
Ooh, I like the thumbnail that somebody put up. Canarly. Question mark?
Gnarly.
I
Yeah.
like it.
Man,
Give
I
that
gotta
person a
say,
thumb up.
crowdfunding is passing me by. I've not backed hardly anything in like
It's too much.
2
man.
months.
Yeah,
How
that's
do you
because there's like
feel about that,
100 board
Scott?
games right now.
I know it's
just
like
on
so much
Kickstarter.
stuff. So much stuff.
Yeah.
I don't miss it at all.
Even though I will say, I feel like it's starting to slow down towards the end of the year here.
You think so?
That's normal though, isn't it?
Oh yeah, like not normal ebb and flow, not like slow down, but it's
Yeah.
like covering
about-
some of December and January, doing a Kickstarter every day for the Kickstarter critique, man. There's some lean periods.
I just saw some Kickstarters I needed to back, like that Spectral game I wanted to back because I like the art. It looks like it's a Quan Chai cover. I don't care about the game. Like, it's not that Quan Chai cover.
Just with the art.
Spectral.
It's awesome. Called Spectral.
Oh,
It says
that
find the
looks cool.
treasures find the treasures and beware the specters in this haunted manor treasure hunt. That sounds kind of fun.
Oh, it's for the guy who made Pipeline.
Yeah. I didn't like Pipeline, but it was a good
Wait,
game, I think.
You didn't like Pipeline?
Rated 449th.
Dude,
of
I
all
don't know what I
time.
like about games anymore. I have a hard time finding good games that I like. I mean, I liked Station Fall. That's like the
Yeah.
game that has
Yeah,
made
that's
most
right.
impression on me in the past 6 months.
Are you bringing that to BGG Con? Are we gonna play that?
Of course. Oh my
Okay,
gosh.
Sweet.
This guy's gonna
I mean,
beat you to death with that. He's
I
gonna
wanna
play
play it.
No,
It
it's,
looks
no,
It's a couple hours. How long did it take us to play, Barry? Like 3 or 4 hours?
I didn't play with you,
I
but it
don't
was
mind.
Were you
3 or
sitting in
4
the room, though?
hours.
You watched us play it, didn't you? I think you were sitting
No,
there.
I didn't. I was playing Power Line with Nikki when that game was going on. When
Oh, I know,
Nikki
but
and
you were in the
Linky.
air. You were in the room.
You were in the air.
No, we were up in. You were
You can
upstairs.
play
in
like
the,
11 people.
No, you were upstairs in your room. That game, I think.
No, it was in my. It was.
Oh, it was in the other one?
side room. Yeah, it was on my
Me
side room.
and Lincoln and them. We went up to their room.
Oh yeah, you guys went up to. Oh, you went up to their room. I see.
I thought you were upstairs too.
Oh
I
yeah,
wasn't
yeah.
sure.
No, we were in that. We were in my dungeon.
Yeah, I didn't watch you guys, but I seen other people play it. Like,
I mean, we can definitely play it. I will.
I want to. That
We
sounds-
should put away like a time and
Yeah.
set a time for playing it, like no later than like 9 p.m. because
Yeah.
it could take like 3 hours.
I'm in, man. That
Have you
sounds
played it
cool.
since, Scott?
I have not.
Aha.
You know what? I feel like I did. Did I?
I wondered if Evan's
Yes, I
game is
think
going
I
to be the
did,
one that
actually.
breaks you of it. Yeah, you know.
Well, here's the
hate
thing.
experience of playing with me so much.
I think
and
my
wouldn't wanna
game
play
group
again.
likes it, except one of the people don't like it. They don't like it, so we
So
don't.
you'll
play
never
it.
see it again. Yeah.
Yeah, if anybody vetoes, like it's just,
That's done.
it's gone.
No, it looked really
Yeah.
cool. I'm
It's a fascinating game. I mean, I
Yeah.
find it to be very intriguing and interesting, and I feel like it is really a masterpiece, honestly.
yeah. No, I'm in, man. Let's do it.
It looks super cool. I'm looking at
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
1
I
to
mean,
9
I've had so
players.
much fun. I mean, it's
Wow.
not like a serious game in any way, but it's like it's a hidden role game. I know I talked about it. I've talked about it.
Nah, you haven't talked
Hidden
about
role
it.
game with like a million options.
Yeah, when I seen it, they had spreadsheets, Evan.
It's a
It doesn't bother me.
space station, and almost everything you can do on the space station.
That's
that
cool. Yeah, it looks
causes
awesome.
hilarity.
Yeah, I'm in. Love it.
Love
Looks
it.
awesome. Love it.
All right, well, we'll do it.
Yeah, it looks. I don't think I had the mental capacity for it, and I don't want to bring other people down. In the game. That's why I didn't touch it.
Yeah, I mean, here's the thing, you can play it and just do the same, like pretty much you're not going to kill the game by playing badly. You only
Okay.
kill it for yourself. You really can't mess other people up. I mean, I guess you
Yeah.
could mess. Here's the thing. You can control any character at any time in that game, right? As long as you have the influence. You put an influence point on them and you have more than
Yeah.
anyone, you can control them. And you can
Cool.
do whatever special abilities that character has. So if you there's like an enemy pirate that comes on the ship, you can start walking around killing people. If you have the most influence on it, you can use that. And that might have nothing to do with your goals of the game, but the fact that you can control it to cause chaos.
So that's cool.
Like I talked one of my friends into throwing a firebomb into a room with four or five characters that killed them all. And then they all had to figure out how to get the medic to come in there and revive everybody. I was the medic, by the way, getting points every time someone got revived. I didn't end up winning that game, but I thought I might.
Evil.
I got knocked out at the end on the last turn and got left on the ship. It's one of those games that like going last is very powerful
Yeah.
because there's only 12 turns. And they're very fast turns.
It surprises me, Sky, because I know you don't like when your shit gets destroyed by people, but you're going to throw people under the bus. You know.
Yeah, I know. I mean, well, here's the thing. That's the game. That's all the game is.
Oh,
There's no
okay,
build up.
okay.
Like I like if I build stuff up and then you come by and kick it over. I'm like, you kicked over my sandcastle. Like I don't like that shit.
Yeah,
Like that just sucks.
yeah.
I hate that in games.
Okay.
Just arbitrary knocking shit down.
Yeah, I'm the same. Yeah,
No fun.
it's not.
Who
But if it's all
who
it
would
is,
make games
like
where
if that's
stuff
all
gets
it is,
knocked
Mhm.
like if you have everything at all times and you get knocked over, it's a big deal. No, I don't.
Yeah,
feel it.
yeah, I'm the same way with you. Okay, I misunderstood.
The
how
thing about that
works.
game is you're never really out of it unless you're completely vaporized. I think they call it. Like you always can resurrect. Like there's healing and resurrection and all kinds of stuff in that game.
Yeah.
Like the medic can bring people back to life. Anyway,
Mhm.
we shall play.
Yeah,
Anyway.
that sounds great.
But as far as other games, I feel like nothing has
Nothing.
I mean, I'm sure there's something.
Trying to think about what you talked about.
I like that
last
inside job. I talked about that last week.
Oh yeah.
week. Yeah,
It's that another trader mechanic trick taking game.
yeah.
That was pretty cool. And I like the Kinfire game. That's Kevin Wilson's new game. And I like the game Pick a Pepper. There's
should-
plenty of good games out there.
Make up your minds, guy. You either hate everything or you don't.
No, I'm just saying, like, I can't think of a big game that I'm like,
Yeah, I'm with the.
Clans of Midgard.
Yeah, with you.
I like the Search for the Lost Species. Did we talk about that?
I don't
You know
recall
that Search for
one.
Planet X, that deduction game?
Yeah.
It's a new version of that. It's the Search for the Lost Species.
Oh,
It's it's the same but different, deduction.
I didn't play that Search for Planet X, but I heard good things about it from most people.
Did you play Barcelona?
Barcelona?
Yeah.
I did not play that.
I mean,
No.
that's cool.
Did you hear anything about it or something?
Yeah, I heard a few people saying that they really liked it, but I haven't had a chance to play it.
Is it out now? That's a board
He
and
was
dice
a
game, right?
reviewer, so maybe it was an early.
Yeah, that's my. I don't know who to trust review wise.
I know.
I mean, I watched
There's
Lincoln.
nobody to trust anymore.
I watched Lincoln and Nicky. I watch a lot of long format.
Yeah.
But other than them,
It looks
Joel. I used to go with Joel a lot, but he veered away, and I haven't really gone back to his channel since.
Oh, Joel Eddy hasn't done a review in a long time, has he?
No, he has. It's just when he went to the miniature stuff, I veered away from him.
Oh yeah.
Because you're too good for miniature stuff.
No, it's just I wasn't interested. I'd never get it to the table. I knew that. I tried a couple with Jen. She didn't like them, and yeah, but everybody's just trying to shill, and it's the same shit over and over. So I just don't know who to trust review wise. I look for
not
some of the
sure.
smaller channels, but
Yeah, I don't know. I don't think I've got any reviewer that I feel like everybody's just doing promotion now. Like, is
Yeah.
anybody actually reviewing games anymore? I know Tom
Yeah.
reviews games, but
I
like
listen. I listen to
I don't
really
like
long
the format.
podcasts.
the multi-person format. I don't like that.
Hmm.
But I know he puts out a lot of content. I just haven't really
Yeah.
kept up with it.
So
Anybody
you-
in the chat have a good favorite reviewer that they watch?
John
mean,
Gives Games. I
reviewing's
like
hard.
him. I do like John Gives Games.
Is he reviewing? I thought.
Yeah, he doesn't do reviews though.
Yeah, he's doing just playthroughs.
Well, yeah, I don't. I should clarify that. I don't watch any reviews.
Okay.
I really don't care what people
Playthroughs are where you get the meat.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I think I like.
Other than Joel, I trusted Joel's reviews, but other than that, I don't. Eric Martin to an extent. He gets some of them weird games that I don't. But
He's a nut.
I don't really trust review. I trust the playthroughs. I watch the long term stuff.
Nobody's paying attention to us in the chat, by the way.
Do you do Scott? Do you do podcasts at all, or just like YouTube reviews?
I do pinball podcasts.
Okay, because I there are a couple of podcasts that I really
Are there some
enjoy.
podcasters? Oh, who do you listen to?
There's one called The Longest Turn that I really like.
Oh, okay. I've never heard of that.
Yeah, I mean it's a long podcast.
I also listen
right?
to Candace, but she's not real. They don't really review. They talk about games they like.
I like the
Yeah.
BGG one too. And then the other one,
The Longest Turn.
Longest Turn. Was
Yeah, I
one
probably
that
need to
really-
find some podcasts. Maybe that's where the reviews are these days.
Yeah,
Because they certainly aren't in
Podcasts.
videos, are they?
like it seems like they do get some free games, but that's about it as far as like, that kind of stuff.
Okay, I'll subscribe.
And then
Subscribed.
the other guys,
Subscribe.
the board game boys, where
Board game boys.
the board boys.
Board
Board
boys.
Yeah, the board boys.
Does it have geek in the name?
No.
Yes. So you mean I can't rename my channel, Scott? I was thinking about it. Barry
All
the
right, the
Ganja
Board
Gamer.
Boys. Interesting. I just so many podcasts. I just don't know.
There it is. Oh, it's just board boys.
I got it. I
podcast.
got it.
Yeah.
I guess I watch Game Boy Geek every once in a while. He's got this thing where he's just doing thumbs up or thumbs down or sideways now,
Yeah.
and I'm like, how anticlimactic. I mean, because that's all. It's like a little quick thing. Like, here's this game.
Ah.
Here's what I think of it. He gave Star Wars Rivals a thumbs down. I'm like,
Oh,
okay,
really?
why didn't you like it? No explanation.
Oh, yeah, I
Just
like
sort of
more.
there. I mean,
context.
I wasn't digging for a review, but I saw like a reel or something that went by, which I hate reels.
Yeah.
I'm
do
not the
too.
target for that Bauer.
You hate?
Uh,
I hate
No.
them. I don't.
That's why I don't
They're
sub-
called
I try to get
YouTube
them off
Shorts,
my
Scott.
page.
They're not
that's why I don't
called
subscribe to you
Reels.
anymore,
Fuck
Barry.
if I know.
Facebook is Reels.
I know.
I don't know. Yeah.
It's all the same. Reels, TikTok, Shorts,
Yeah.
Nah, because YouTube Shorts are gonna win.
Instagrams.
Yeah.
Two shorts are gonna win.
I hate what the world has turned into with that shit. I really do.
It's too much for me.
Oh, I'm getting
2
old.
minutes and done.
Hey, it works for me, man. I see the growth.
So who's your
Uh,
starting quarterback, Lance?
My starting quarterback for my fantasy football team, we actually have 2. We have
Okay.
2 running backs, 3 running backs, 4 wide receivers, 1 tight end, 1 flex, 1 defensive lineman, 1 linebacker, 1 defensive back.
The
That doesn't
flex
answer
is
the
his
question.
second quarterback.
We start all those people. Anyway, Justin Fields and Aaron Rodgers are my quarterbacks.
Aaron
Aaron
Rodgers.
Rodgers is still going.
Okay.
He was a very late round pick.
He was playing back when I used to do fantasy football. That was a long time ago.
He is a
He's still around. I watched the Hard Knocks. He's quite likable in the Hard Knocks, I have to say. Not much
does he
like
play for
Persona
now?
of late. Unlike his
Jets.
Persona of late.
Plays for the Jets.
The Jets, yeah.
Following the Brett Favre.
I almost want to pull for him for some reason. Just have this like weird. I hope he really does well.
What?
Yeah, he did.
Didn't he? Yeah. So
Yeah, he
was
went
just
from the
following
Packers to the
same-
Jets.
When he was sending his nude pictures.
Which means he's coming your way next, Lance.
He's coming your way
Oh,
next.
right.
Out with
1 year,
Kirk.
yeah. Then we get him.
Was it
Yeah,
Favre,
it's coming.
Favre to Moss?
Favre.
in the Vikings? Brett Favre to Randy Moss. Is that true?
No,
Or is that Dante?
Dante.
Cole-
Yeah, I
Cole
think Moss was gone by then.
Okay.
Lance would be the for sure, yeah, but I don't think Moss was there. I think this might be when he was with the Raiders, actually.
Okay.
Let's see.
Oh, did you see the Smash Mouth singer died? That's what.
Yeah,
Oh, really?
that one hit me hard. That was like one of my first CDs ever.
Was
Like
it?
I
Hit you
listened
hard?
to that. Oh yeah, Bush Yu Ming. I was that CD probably 500 times over and over and over again. That
Do
was
you
one
know
of
what
the-
that? Do you know what that album name means?
Of course not.
What is it?
It's "Fush you, man." It's like "fuck you, man."
Yeah.
Ah,
Fush you, man.
Back when there was censorship.
Yep.
I remember watching him have he did this live recently, and it was just a train wreck because he was completely
No.
drunk
Was it?
Oh no.
on the
Oh.
stage.
What did he die of? Did they say?
No idea.
Bummer.
Yeah, it's a shame.
He was only like 53 or 54, right?
Yeah. I was
Oh
gonna say,
yeah,
couldn't
he was in hospice. He had I think he had advanced cancer. So
Yeah. Jimmy Carter's in hospice. Still. He's been in there for a while. His wife's not doing well either.
he's got
Jimmy Buffett died.
Yeah, skin
Died
cancer.
of skin cancer.
Oh,
That's
wow.
frightening.
Yeah.
And I was watching
Or
something.
some rare skin cancer that I guess he got diagnosed.
I was watching something. They found a cure for it, but it was too late for him. I think some people. I think it was in New Orleans that they found the owner of Popeyes died from the same thing, and the kid said on his deathbed, "I'll find a cure," and they did. But it was too late for Jimmy Buffett, I believe, or Jimmy Buffett didn't know about it. One or the other.
It was melanoma. I thought it was not melanoma.
I don't remember what.
Yeah.
It was a
There's
long,
there's a
long term.
There's like basal cell carcinoma.
Did I tell you guys
melanoma.
I had more biopsies?
More
How were
All
they?
negative, by the way.
okay.
All good.
yay!
But carving me up,
Yeah.
chicken
No, it's good, man.
with
It's
the
good.
cuts of meat out of me.
It's good when I'm working on people, if I see like somebody's back, like sometimes in folks' lives, you might be the only person who sees that
Yeah.
part of their
Yeah.
body because they can't see their own back,
Yeah, it's hard
And
to see.
I definitely kind of
Point
take on the
stuff out.
role
You're
of,
like, you
of
should go
being
check
like,
that
you
'Cause-
should go to a dermatologist.
Yeah, they can determine it within a minute.
Yeah.
And then if they can't determine it, they'll cut a little slice off and
Yeah.
then just
Yeah.
I had that thing on my ear. They cut it out of my ear.
Yeah.
Yeah, just like
Yeah. Check it.
It's always, man. It's worth the double check.
Yeah, it was like one of those things where my wife was watching me like just comb my hair and like brush my hair after I got out of the shower, and she's like, "What's up? What's on your ear?" I mean, it was like one of those things where I didn't notice it. And
Yeah.
I went to the doctor, and he was like, "Cool." He numbed it up. I could do a procedure, and he was just like,
Go on
I
in
was
a
like,
second, right?
"Yeah, I know." And he was just like, "So yeah," he hacked a big chunk off the top of my ear, and he was like,
Yeah.
and then gave me the 2 stitches to close it up, and
Oh, it's a stitcher. Oh,
yeah,
Wow.
and he just so then they send it off to the lab, and they were like, benign, nothing
that's
wrong.
nice. That's a nice
It's
diagnosis.
always, yeah,
That's
it's
good.
always good
Yeah,
to
I
check
gotta
it
go
out.
every 3 months now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
3 months seems like a little bit often for me. I don't know.
It
Like, does
does.
it change that often?
I mean, you could
It
probably
seems
get
a little too often.
unless they have a high suspicion, you could probably get away with less frequent. But obviously, do whatever they.
Yeah,
do
I'm
whatever
gonna
they
I'm gonna
recommend.
push it out the next one a little bit longer.
Yeah. I'm
Um,
sure since it's new to you, they just want to make sure
Yeah.
it doesn't come back.
Tony
Yeah.
Boscus, I went to dermatologist, had the full look over. I've taken pictures, Tony.
Yeah.
It was a half an hour of me standing in front of 2 ladies taking pictures of me with no clothes on.
Hey, some people pay for that privilege.
I know. I
And
didn't even
you
charge.
probably did.
You didn't even charge.
But by the way, when I went to the doctor most recently, they had no access to those pictures. I'm like,
Oh, really?
Take
What
these
happened
pictures
to all
again?
those
'Cause that-
photographs?
like what happened? Where's the data? That like what? Frustrating.
We don't have two women that work here that take photographs.
You're like, what are you talking about? We don't know anything
It's
about
on
that.
OnlyFans now.
What room
Yeah,
did you go in again?
Well, I was wearing underwear for most of the time, but it was
You're-
a very slim black bikini.
You're famous somewhere now.
I'm famous somewhere.
Well, it's like that. I mean, have anybody here seen the movie Chinatown?
Yes.
Little Big Trouble.
No.
No.
Child-
Jack
yeah.
Nichols
Jack-
and
Jack-
I mean, the
No, I never
whole,
did.
yeah, I mean that's
who's the female lead?
Yeah, film noir where
Faye
the
Dunaway?
where the lady shows
Was it?
up and she says,
Yeah.
my husband's cheating on me. I want you to follow him. And so then like he at first he says, no, you don't want, just forget about it. You don't want me to do it. She's like, oh, I totally do. I want you to. So he follows the guy. And then takes a while, but he finally takes pictures of him with this young lady or whatever, and not like in flagrante delicto or anything, but enough that it looks like
Lansky.
yeah. And then so then he he becomes, because the guy's a public figure, he sells the stuff to the newspaper to like make a name for himself or whatever, and then he goes back to his office and there's this woman sitting there and she's just like, oh, how can I help you? And she's like, I'm so and so is the guy. I'm that guy's. And she says, have you ever met me before? And he's like, I've never seen you before in my life. So you've never seen me before in my life? No, I have no idea who you are. She's like, good. And then she hands him like you're gonna be sued or whatever because she's the actual like wife of the guy. There was like, so like this woman showed up and
Are you
hired him.
spoiling the
No,
plot?
it's
For a 40-year-old movie, 50-year-old
that's
movie.
in like the first.
I
That's in
just
like the
wanna-
first.
I can't
like,
remember any of it. I need to
it's-
watch it again. I haven't seen
It's
it.
in like the first 15 minutes of the movie, right?
Okay.
It's just like
Yeah.
How does
so.
Jack Nicholson already look old in 1974?
Yeah.
It's a different generation. I told you, Archie Bunker was younger than me when he filmed. It's a different generation.
Chinatown is a great movie. It is really too bad it was made by a dirtbag of a human. So
Yeah,
Oh yeah.
Roman Polanski.
I forgot he did that.
What? Got a 14 or 15-year-old girl drunk and had sex with her unconscious body? Yeah, it's pretty bad. It's
Still
I mean,
unfortunate.
he's still out.
Cosby, it still happens.
Yeah.
It's unfortunate that they would do that.
I watched Foreman. Oh, what the hell is it? It's on Netflix. The George Foreman story. It was pretty good. Although I couldn't buy the actor as older George. I could get him as like the champ George, but not older George, the new champ. Yeah. But this one again, it's over 2 hours long. It's like, what the fuck? Can we shorten movies?
Yeah.
Well, I watched The Flash.
It was
It's
good.
not too bad of a movie. I didn't love it, but I didn't think it was terrible.
Yeah.
So here's my problem with Flash.
Again, you can't separate the art from the artist.
Admittedly, I did not. I had it on one of my screens, just like going right, because I basically wanted. I mean, I wanted to see Keaton as
Yeah.
Batman again. That was the only reason I was going to watch it. I was
But
like,
she was not as good as I wanted it to
Yeah,
be.
I think he
No,
called
no,
it
it
in
wasn't.
myself. He's like, it's a paycheck.
That's
Well,
fair.
I'll say a couple
But,
lines.
I did
Yeah,
like
yeah.
the reveal at the end though.
yeah, the real at the end's pretty good.
That was
But-
kind of fun, which I
Yeah.
didn't ever hear about until like
yeah,
it didn't
that
get
came as a
spoiled.
total surprise.
Didn't get
to me,
spoiled
too.
for me.
Because nobody
Didn't
saw the
spoil it.
movie.
But here was my giant problem
There
with it.
was a couple big spoilers in there, a couple big reveals in there that I didn't know.
Yeah.
For a movie that is called The Flash. There was a whole lot of shit that was just about Superman in there. I was just kind of like, I was like watching this. I'm just like,
Yeah,
why is this? It's
but
like,
that wasn't like I feel like that was probably what, a third of the movie.
but I mean, it's The Flash. I mean, why are you like? It just seems like he took a like.
I dug it because I like
well,
Superman.
that's fine, but I mean, I realize I'm a big comic book nerd, but like one
You are.
of my favorite comic books was The Flash. The Flash has like one of the best groups of villains Captain Cold, the Trickster, Gorilla Grodd.
Oh, and they're
Yeah.
not in that. They're not in the movie at all.
Yeah, they're not. I mean, it's just
Yeah.
like, and it's just like I'm watching this and I'm like, okay, cool, it's the Flash, and I mean, and it is a little questionable because Ezra Miller is it sounds like he's a total
Does sound
Yeah.
that way.
He's got
nutcase slash
issues, yeah.
dirtbag, and so, but I was sitting there and I was like, why are we using Superman's nemesis in this movie? Why are we, it was just kind of
Yeah,
like,
that was a little odd.
Yeah.
and so
I
I
guess it's
just
the biggest thing they could have pulled without doing a Flash origin. Like, because there was no Flash origin story, right?
no, I mean, well, they kind of touched on the origin
They
stuff. but
did, yeah. You know, the sense.
I don't know. It
What
was
was the
yeah.
origin?
well,
His mother
they-
getting killed.
yeah, the mother
By
getting
the
killed.
hand
Yeah, sure, but that was-
and the lightning strike that causes
Yeah.
it to happen.
Yeah, I guess there was a bit
and-
of an origin there.
But my
Yeah.
biggest
But
thing is
there's
I
no
was-
villains to know,
Yeah, and I was just
except
kind of
the
like,
villain. A villain
Yeah.
that. Okay, whatever. I'm not gonna say more.
Yeah.
So I was just kind of like, I mean, it was fine. I realized lots of people love to bash on it, and
Yeah.
they got in line, right? To say it was the
I'm surprised it was done so
Horrible.
poorly because I felt like it was quite. There was some enjoyable stuff in there, honestly.
Yeah.
Like
I
I thought it was
think-
kind of an interesting story and like fun to.
I think most
see it.
people just bought into the backstory shit. You know, the
Oh, there was
off-camera
multiple
shit.
Batmans.
Yes. I'm
Batman?
actually surprised.
Don't look too deep into it unless you want to get spoiled.
Yeah.
Interesting. I'm just looking up. It's just on.
There's
yeah,
also
okay.
multiple Supermans.
Yes, there is.
And I might be weird about this one, but since
You are.
with the multiple Superman things, I just have this weird problem with like, I mean, and admittedly, like people that like I've seen in TV shows or movies that I've seen while they were alive and seen shows with people that and then now it's like, oh well, that person has since passed away, but we're gonna have this CGI deep fake person, you're just kind of like, oh, it's just kind of
Yeah, I was with that since that Star Wars movie started.
Yeah.
What's his name? The Admiral.
I'll say this: Flash was by no means a good movie, but it wasn't nearly as bad as people want to say.
Yeah,
It
it wasn't.
I would
start
say it's
Star
probably
Wars, it
verging on
started-
decent. I mean, I don't know. I thought
Yeah.
it was okay. I didn't hate it. I was
Yeah.
intrigued.
I know what I hate.
Yeah,
And I don't
I
hate,
did.
and I don't
Yeah.
hate this.
I'm actually surprised for all the like the back stuff that went on.
liked
It,
the
it
first-
wasn't worse than it actually was.
10 minutes was quite
Yeah.
entertaining.
Barry, the first deep fake I saw was the Game of Death.
Yeah.
It wasn't
Yeah.
exactly CGI, but
Yeah, I don't.
Oh, I know what you're saying.
They had-
yeah.
so Bruce Lee died
Yeah,
before
yeah.
they finished the filming,
But that was
Oh,
and then they basically just
you
like
never. Yeah,
they hovered his head over the body of the fill-in person to make it work.
That's kind of different because he was alive when they were filming it. You know, it's
True.
same with the Crow with his son. You know, they did
That's
stuff
true.
with that.
Yeah.
They
true.
didn't bring dead people alive. You know,
Yeah. That's true.
there's quite a few actually movies with this. Oh, we watched that.
I gotta call it for myself here.
Yeah, I was
Oh,
gonna
yeah,
say
it's
the same
getting
thing.
late.
It's
Around.
getting late. Yeah. Let's see. Next week, normal time. So we'll start at normal time. I don't know. Go back, World of Midgard.
World of
Because
Midgard.
if you already backed it, back it again.
Back it again.
For games they already own.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm.
Back off. You don't get to do.
What are you trying to say, Scott?
Yeah,
Well,
what
I
are you
mean,
trying to say,
there's
Scott?
I thought you always had to have something new in a Kickstarter. Is it not new? Is there new stuff?
Those
It's
are
two.
new
It's two
games.
new games.
I thought you said it was.
They're in the Midgard realm, Scott.
All right,
It is in the
I
Midgard
misunderstood.
family.
Lance.
Family.
You call it World of Midgard, but it's not called World of Midgard.
No,
The
it's
name-
the name of the Kickstarter project is World of Midgard. That's how you find it, but it is Clans of Midgard and Reavers of Midgard, the card game. So
Okay, got it.
there you go. All right.
more.
Yeah, go back it again. da-da-da-da-da, all that stuff.
Cool.
All right, everybody.